Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Masks Monday, and Charles has already been stabbed. That was a short session. This is session 28 of Masks of Nyarlathotep. Apologies for not being here last week, but I was quite ill, which meant that Nyarlathotep was ill, and I didn't want him to be, off for the big day. But anyway, so we are possibly even the very last session of Egypt tonight. We are definitely at the climax. So let's see what happens. Shall we go around? Starting with, who shall we start with? Let's go with Pranit first, please.
Yes, indeed. My name is Pranit Singh Dillon. I'm a former soldier from India. Some people call me different names, such as Ironside and now Wielder of the Flame.
That's just you.
Yes, that doesn't really matter, actually. And I do believe, as our beloved Françoise will try to picture you later, that we are all going to die an horrible death. So I'll take my titles to the grave.
Speaking of the next victim, investigator, Charles.
Yes, I'm Charles Barrington-Smythe, corpse in waiting. Yes, I thought that I was being rescued by these wonderful people, and since rescuing me, things have gone very, very badly. I've been attacked by a huge reptile-y birdie thing. I've had all of them not trust me to the point where they stuck me, where they were in my room and it was very close to shooting me. And now we're in, it looks like we're going to die. And I just want to say, wonderful working with you. And if I can say that in any way that sounds sincere, I will try.
But meanwhile, we have Mr. Perry as well.
Perry Astor, Canadian explorer, now thinking that perhaps life on his father's ranch wouldn't have been quite so bad after all. Wouldn't have ended up in a tomb with a god about to get killed, but what can you do?
Yeah, it's more an inconvenience to shovel shit rather than like a terrible thing it used to be. And of course, the one and only Françoise Pelletier.
Hello, I am indeed Françoise Pelletier. Now, let me tell you about last week, or the week before last week, because our GM was pathetically wrapped up in his bed. So, the session began with us having exited the pyramid tombs, and above us was one of these flying dragon things. In the book, it's called a hunting aura, but we don't know that. We just think of it as a dragon. And so, somebody had to seize the initiative against such overwhelming odds that would certainly kill everyone. So, I decided to act as a decoy and heroically ran out. However, this dragon thing chased after some tour guide and ate him instead. And so I was able to shoot at it. More effectively, however, was Pranit's shot, which was very effective indeed. I believe Perry had effective shooting too, but I don't really pay attention to those two very much. So, once this dragon was dealt with, we made our way back into the city and, got our breath for one. But it became apparent that we had to go through with Pranit's plan to destroy the mummy, as this meant him learning a spell. So I instructed them to go out into the desert where they would not be disturbed, where they could perform rituals and spells and such like without any problem. So they went to do that. Meanwhile, myself and Charles, we went to the mosque, which had been raided, and it was in the news as has been raided, and things are bad there. So we wanted to see if I forget what it was, some MacGuffin or whatever that is important to the cult used to be kept in this mosque. So myself and Charles Barrington-Smythe went our way, and we discovered that indeed the piece had been stolen that the mosque had failed, probably because they did not have me organizing it. Idiots. Anyway, whilst I was successfully accomplishing this mission, Perry and Pranit were failing to destroy the mummy. They learned the spell and then said, we couldn't do it because we couldn't set a fire. You use a lighter or some matches. I mean, what is the problem here? Idiots. They said they needed some kind of brazier or something. It's like they didn't think to take the bonnet of the car, maybe use that, get some wood from the trees. I mean, they stood in the middle of the desert. Was they think it is only sand? No. There are trees everywhere, and rocks and mountains and all sorts. The desert provides everything you need, but he's not smart enough to realize these things. So they returned having failed. And so once they return, I have to sort them out. And so we take them out to perform the ritual properly this time, having acquired some pieces. Then he performs the ritual, and surprising to me, it actually works. And it sends us into this tomb. We are all transported to this tomb of sorts, this room, this throne room, as it were. Whilst in there, we start investigating this place it has taken us to. I mean, I thought he was supposed to destroy the mummy, but it seems like maybe he cast teleport. Maybe he learned the wrong spell. There's no way to know. This is Pranit we are talking about. He was supposed to destroy the mummy. I mean, I hope it succeeded. Who knows? We don't have the mummy here, of course, because he teleported us, imbecile. So, there is some details in this tomb, like there is a map on the wall with some dots made of rubies, and they might be significant in some way, but a more pressing issue was the arrival of Nyarlathotep himself, the Black Pharaoh, who I have just pointed a gun at, told him that maybe he should worship me, and I'm about to squeeze the trigger, and it is at that moment that we will resume hostilities.
Yes, indeed. So, we will start right back into that very moment where you kind of got your gun trailed on him. He's still...
Can I just say something first?
Yes.
Françoise, I'm a gentleman, but karma's a bitch. You're going to pay for all the smack you're talking. Maybe
That's
tonight,
right.
who knows?
In fairness,
Right.
the little recap of the previous week does not happen actually in character. I am not stood in front of the Black Pharaoh saying, and Pranit was an imbecile who could not light a brazier.
We did
But
the
I am
brazier.
saying to the
I think the problem is you don't get wood from palm trees. Palm trees aren't trees.
You are
It is
merely delaying the inevitable here.
It is a scrubland on the banks of
yeah.
the Nile. How hard is it to find a bloody tree?
Yes, we are delaying the inevitable. Yes,
Just face the inevitable. I'm ready.
we are going to try and stretch a 30-minute session into about 2 hours at least.
Okay, so yes, you're
Going to give the audience something to cheer for.
your gun is trained on him. He's still sitting on his throne. Do you pull the trigger?
Of course.
Okay.
I was only to mock him.
Fine. You push back with your finger, and suddenly you feel yourself unable to pull it.
Oh,
In fact, you're unable to move it at all, as well as yourself. And the same for the rest of you as well, who were a bit further, a bit closer to the throne. If you try to speak, your tongue and lips are stiff. The only feeble resistance you can muster is darting your eyes around the room, like someone paralyzed. You see a little bit, Françoise, that the others are in your state.
Okay.
Kind of mid pose.
There's no movement at all. We can't do anything at all.
No.
Well, that ended quickly. See you next week, guys, when we start a new campaign.
The Black Pharaoh, of course, has complete free movement, and he smiles and stands and begins to move closer to you, Françoise.
I will put every ounce of my soul into squeezing this damn trigger.
Okay. The more you squeeze, the stronger the pull feels from him, you think. You may find this hard to believe, but there has been a trait I have consistently admired in your species: bravery. Bravery has done many things for you little ones. It has defied nature, toppled tyrants, and fought death. It has never mattered how impossible your challenge is or how certain your demise would be. Bravery has defined humanity. There has always been a choice for you to be brave, even in the face of complete annihilation. He's now moved to within a foot of you, Françoise. He stands with the aura of commanding that only a god could possess, and he looks straight at you. The stench of death fills the air around you. You have such a choice yourself, Françoise Pelletier. You can lower your weapon, holster it, drop to your knees and apologize for the disrespect you have shown me, or you can be brave. And he actually takes your arm with your gun in its hand and presses it to his head with the barrel pressing hard. Go on. Be brave. Suddenly, just you feel regain control of your body.
Okay. I move the tip of the gun to his eyeball and squeeze the trigger.
Okay.
Cheers, guys. It's nice knowing you all.
It was lovely meeting you.
I don't know her.
I did have enough.
I don't know her.
I did have enough beer for this session after all.
I think I can speak for myself and Perry when we say that we would like to align ourselves with the comments made by Pranit some moments ago regarding karma.
Also, everybody misses Winston Fijuk.
The wrong person is rolling dice. That is concerning.
Steve, I'm still in a very bad place about that. Well, Fijuk saying I miss Winston and Steve saying his killer didn't.
Okay. So, from your perspective, Françoise, it is quite different. But for the rest of you who are just kind of in front of where Françoise, so you can't really see what's going on. But all you hear is this cracking of bones. Pranit, Perry, it kind of sounds a bit like when the lizard creature was changing form, but this seems bigger, more gargantuan. For you, Françoise, the bullet doesn't even reach him before he transforms into this huge creature with this huge red tendril replacing where its head used to be. He has these mandibles and so on, and he simply picks you up and squeezes you with this huge tendril before smashing you repeatedly into the side of the wall.
She wouldn't let it lie.
If I cannot kill you in this life, I will haunt you from the next.
You just
And
about
we
managed
believe
to
she will.
You just about managed to get those words out before you are absolutely eviscerated under the sheer strength of this tendril. Basically doing you 33 damage if you want to know mechanical wise.
Holy fuck. That's
run out
not
of
even.
hit points.
The three of you who can simply listen, again, you can't quite see what is happening, but your imaginations are running wild. You have this terrible feeling that it's not Nyarlathotep who is losing. And then you hear the sound of kind of more cracking and morphing again. And there is no voice of Françoise. She doesn't speak or anything like that. But he comes back over to you. He comes kind of in front of you, once again in his Black Pharaoh form. You are still hard stuck fast, but he waves a hand near you, and interestingly, some goblets appear. And he just smiles very kind of pleasantly at you, not in a malicious way, and says, "Cup of tea? Or something stronger, perhaps?" "Ah, yes, Charles. Definitely stronger for you. Still haven't gotten over your addiction, have you? How pathetic." And he waves his hand over these goblets. And whether it's tea, beer, wine, whatever, they appear and come towards you. And you suddenly feel as if something grasping you has released. And you feel this weight on your shoulders, which almost makes you feel like you have to not kneel, but almost collapse to the floor, and you struggle to kind of keep up. But you're alive and you're breathing.
But where is Miss Pelletier?
I'll just turn around and look.
Ah, I was going to say, do you turn around and look?
Yes.
If you turn around and look, give me
It'd be
a sack roll,
instinctive.
please.
It'd be
Oh,
instinctual.
couldn't see that coming at all.
Oh, not a single
Didn't
bit.
see that coming.
Sanity.
Of course I failed.
Failed
failed.
spectacularly.
I failed.
Okay. You all lose 2 sanity. You half knew what was coming, but it still makes you shudder, given how long, well, some of you, how long you've known Françoise. Her innards, her brain, all manner of soft tissue and organs is just littered on the wall, on the floor. Blood is dripping down. Very aptly like that.
I see. I see.
looks
That's not very sporting. I mean, you don't do that to a lady.
He looks back and says, "We all know that Françoise was quite different. Maybe I will leave her there for a moment, just as decoration, before I tire of her. Having said that, I do respect her bravery. So, will you have drinks?"
Thanks,
Do
but
we-
no
do-
thanks.
Do we have movement now?
Yes, you have movement.
Okay.
Actually, Charles, given there's alcohol in front of you, can you give me a power roll, please?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to ask. Made it!
Okay.
Oh, unbelievable!
Basically, I'll give you the choice if you want it then, but yeah, you're not immediately compelled to go and down it, basically.
Yeah, I'm not trusting. I mean, I'm for someone to have killed a comrade in arms so brutally and then be so nice and offer us beverages. I don't trust him for a second. I'm willing myself not to down it.
You see, Your Majesty, we are brave, we are not stupid. And you should know that by now.
So you have more humiliation, at least. Well then, if you decide to drink or not, that is entirely your decision, but I would not poison you, for that would be so boring. So utterly boring, you'd be wiped in an instant. However, I wouldn't mind asking each of you, Pranit, Charles, Perry, you are stuck in this room with me, at least for now. What are your deepest desires? You can at least tell me that.
To go.
To eviscerate you like a pig.
Of course, but I mean, say I wasn't here, say I didn't exist. What is your deepest earthly desire?
Yeah, you see, this question, Your Majesty, baffles me a bit. You know our name, you know Charles' addiction, you know everything about us, and still you ask this question to us. What's the point? to play with us like rats?
No,
Maybe not rats, but yes,
This is
I do enjoy
temptation.
playing with you.
this is This is temptation. Did you say your former colleague was a bit of a Bible basher?
A little bit. Yes, you could say that.
Yes, I think he would say something along the lines of.
As
Whether
as
it is the
as everyone's-
Bible or this Sikh over here, those are very, very young, inferior gods.
we're all talking, and he's making his sort of like asking his questions. I just want to sort of start creeping my hand inside my shirt.
Are you wanting to get your knife?
No, I'm going to grab the amulet the Bass gave me,
Ah, okay, yeah, cool.
and once I get there, I'm going to grab it and I'm going to pray.
Ah, maybe your deepest desire is to meet Bast. She's not worth the effort. She's quite fickle.
Anything in a bind.
I find you.
If it gives you comfort, little one.
I find you amusing, sir.
Oh, you do you?
Yes, such a powerful and all-knowing, all-seeing, all grandiose, all-coming, all-going deity. And yet, you seem to need us.
And you hear this absolutely spine-chilling laugh echo around the chamber. Need you.
Yes, your laugh rather gives that away.
Oh, let me show you something. And he waves his
I'd
hand
rather
over.
not.
He waves his hand over the map, the sort of bronze map, and you see these images appear. It seems to be some sort of grassland of savannah, but it is absolutely littered with corpses. You hear the sounds of screeching. One of them at least sounds familiar. It sounds a bit like the hunting horror, sweeping over Giza. But there are other creatures as well. Some things as well are almost, they're very kind of almost fungal in nature, almost like moving abscesses and stuff. It's really horrible. And these corpses are very violently massacred and mutilated. And he says, "This is Kenya. Look and see how the last brave mortals failed against me." And you think that he's talking about the Carlisle expedition. You can see that there are white people there. And sometimes there are sort of closer images that you can see of them. My plans are like the heads of a great hydra. I know about the mummy. Take that as one head that you've cut off. But unless all the heads are removed, the hydra still lives. Your actions
Yes.
are ultimately futile.
Someone achieved this in the past. Someone stopped you in the past.
Quite the opposite, Perry. They released me.
But you're trapped under a pyramid.
If I am trapped, how on earth did I bring you here?
Rather, he was trapped.
I know.
He's trapped. He can't get out. He can just do this sort of thing. He can't actually leave himself.
You humans, you try so desperately to come up with something that you want to feel is the right thing. But your struggle is so pathetic and doomed. Why continue with it? What's more, my dedicated throngs will arrive here at this holy place very soon to finish you off.
I have no interest in your dedicated thongs. But
I suggest that you return to your homes with gratitude that I have let you go and enjoy your meaningless lives until the fateful day when all should be changed on this earth. Think of it
Or-
as a head start.
Or
A timid fox running as the dogs howl on the horizon.
at this point, I am going to pull my gun.
Okay. As you pull your gun, you hear the sound of a huge stone scraping behind you, and the door at the back slowly opens. He laughs once more and disappears.
Coward! Running away from a little gun. I see you were only man enough to hurt the girl. You didn't want to face the men, bastard. I'd like to go before my legs give way.
How much of Françoise is retrievable? Is
Oh, God.
Maybe a bit of her intestines, a bit of skull, some ribs.
there's no body to pull out effectively.
Not
It's
really.
mush.
It is, yeah. It is mush.
Are we able to retrieve some of her personal belongings if she wore like bracelets or necklaces?
Well, interestingly, you notice that her bass necklace is still intact.
I'm taking it.
Okay.
Just kneeling and praying for a couple of minutes before
He's a
telling Charles
scruffy
and
little
Perry.
bastard, isn't he?
Well, what's up this passage that's opened? Is there?
You can get a bonus die for that, Pranit. It is a passageway. It looks quite grand, although it turns off to the left. There's various hieroglyphs all the way down. It looks interestingly, it looks like this place has been untouched for millennia, and yet everything looks very new, very clean, no dust.
Yeah, I believe we should go and then try to wrap our heads around what to do next.
Yeah.
All right. So you're all heading out, yeah? Presumably.
Yeah, I believe there's no point in staying in this room anymore.
Okay. So you head on out, and it doesn't take you long until you get to a spiral staircase. Again, looking very new. It's really quite grand. More hieroglyphs all the way, length and breadth of the walls. And you get to a ground floor, which seems to kind of open up to you. You think maybe if you tried to come in the other way, it would be very difficult to find this room. But as you head out, you see there are more white pillars in the larger chamber further down. But it is easy to find an open but fairly discreet entrance exit to the outside, or entrance to wherever you are. And as you stumble out, and again you feel the cold air, the moon is shining down. You realize that you were in another pyramid, although this one is not like any that you've seen before. It seems to stand alone. All around you is just barren desert. And this pyramid, the angles change about 3/4 of the way up to a sort of a shallower gradient to give this sort of bent, shall I say, look. In the distance, there is another pyramid, which looks more like the ones at Giza, so the sort of the smoother sides. And there is some sort of ruin. You think maybe that was another pyramid as well, of a darker stone in another direction.
Yes, I think we've travelled some distance.
I believe that's the one the Carlyle discovered.
The bent pyramid,
You're an outdoorsy sort of person there, Perry. Do you have any idea where we are? where Cairo is from where we are?
I can, if I can make an estimate. I mean, obviously, I knew where I've heard of this bent pyramid.
Yep, and you remember that is at Dashur. But yes, if you want to find like an actual direction and distance, shall we say, you can make me either a survival desert roll or a navigate roll.
I can help him in both scenarios.
Okay,
Better
cool.
at navigate than I am desert survival, and that is a 37, which is navigate.
Since Pranit's helping, you can have a
Okay,
bonus die.
that's just a normal bonus die. Okay.
Might as well.
Okay, that's not an advantage. So that's 10 under. That's just a normal pass.
Normal pass. Okay. It's more kind of memory, you think, in that you know that you're further away than Memphis and where the Clive expedition were. In terms of getting back, you do roughly find out where north is because the stars are bright, so you do eventually find Polaris. In terms of how to get back, there is a road, although you haven't got a vehicle, and there is the river. But what you notice in the distance, given you've got the moonlight, but there's not much in terms of other light sources around you, you can see these lights off in the distance in the north, sort of small dotted lights, which you think maybe this aforementioned pilgrimage, shall we say.
So we want to stay out of their way. If that is his worshippers coming.
Well, there's no point in running and hiding in the barren desert. Are we able to trying to discern how many cars are coming, give or take?
You don't know. You don't even know if there are any cars. There are just litters of lights in this kind of clump that's coming.
I would suggest, gentlemen, that going on the road is frankly suicide. I would suggest that we try and hide at the bank of the river.
Mm-hmm. I think we can see ourselves now and steal whatever comes along.
Yeah. Wait for them to go past us and then leg it, basically.
They're not going past us if they are heading for the pyramid. I believe we should hide, wait for them to enter or do whatever they're here to do, and then make our way. Maybe stealing a car if we're able to.
Yeah.
Okay. So you head on towards the river. There's quite a lot of, say, open fields and pastures first that you kind of have to sprint across. But eventually you do get to the palm trees and bamboo and sort of heavier undergrowth right next to the river. So you're planning just to hide where you are then rather than try and move at all?
For now, I'd say it's the smarter thing to do.
Yeah, I think if we try and move, we run the risk of being seen.
Okay.
Or heard.
We stay, or heard. If we stay prone, we wait for them to pass on their way to the pyramid, and then we're off.
Yeah.
Okay.
I go prone, aiming with my rifle at the general direction of these flickering lights coming.
Okay, yeah.
So that if they...
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. What are the rest of you doing?
I go prone with the occasional sip from my flask.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's cold. It's desert at night. It's very cold. It's purely medicinal.
How much are you drinking, though?
Probably a bit more than usual because of what I've seen.
Uh-huh. Okay.
To be fair. Between meeting this god and seeing the remains of Françoise, I'm probably gulping rather than sipping.
Okay. So, shall we say kind of 8 shots or so?
Yeah.
More than that? Okay. Can you make me a con roll now before I forget, just in case there are any sort of
Okay.
effects of this?
No, failed.
Failed. Okay. So basically, any kind of skill check for you in the next couple of hours is going to be either a penalty, or if there's a bonus die, the bonus die is taken off.
Okay.
However, you are temporarily immune up to 2 points of sanity loss.
Okay.
Something like that. But in any case,
Shut
Harry,
up.
which way are you looking, if anything?
We'll just keep watching this line of traffic
You're
or
watching the
whatever
line.
it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, sorry, Keeper. Are there any animals around us?
Gonna say there might be the odd, there might be the odd alligator.
Because hippos can be a problem, and crocodiles as well.
Mm-hmm. You don't see
So-
anything of that nature. There are small animals nearby, but it
As
seems
long
to be
as they're not
fairly-
predators or big ass hippos, we're fine.
You think you may hear something in the water that could potentially be a crocodile, but they don't appear to kind of advance onto the surface or anything. But as you're busy watching, you do slowly see this almost like a cloud with these lights get closer and closer. And you also notice a couple of creatures flying that are becoming very familiar to you. However, before they get really close, Charles in particular, you're kind of doing this sort of slightly drunken singing, I guess. And you hear the sound of somebody else behind you singing quite loud and quite drunkenly. And in fact, so does the rest of you. You see this rather luxurious motorboat coming along the Nile, you think going downstream. And they're singing in English. And it's all very pip pip tally ho. Oh, we've just done a big hunt. Oh, yeah.
That's our ticket out of here.
Right.
Right, get up, start run to the river. Go.
Hello. Hi. Hello.
You think that somebody might have seen you. You hear the sound of some Arabic, somebody shouting in Arabic, and you hear this. I say, do you need a lift?
Yes, please.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Oh, please.
So the boat kind of pulls in a bit towards the bank and stops, and you get some rope chucked out to you. It's not like you have to row to the boat. It's quite close to you. But it suddenly dawns on you, Charles, that you recognise that man's voice. It's your old friend Reggie.
Oh, hello, Reggie.
Charles, what on earth are you doing out here on the bloody desert, old boy?
It's a long story involving a woman.
Ah, I see. Dear
Can
me,
we just go?
you better get on board.
Can we save the reunion for later, please?
Yes. This small. We've got a small search party that really we don't want them finding us. You see.
Oh dear, was she quite a rich woman then?
Well, she certainly had a silver tongue.
Just so you know what Reggie looks like, or shall I say Reginald Fortworthy III is his full name. He's about 60 years old, so he's got a little bit of wrinkles, quite overweight as well. Big handlebar moustache. He's very well dressed in a sort of a pith helmet, all the kind of general hunting clothing, and he is, even though he's on a boat, he's brandishing this elephant gun. Almost like it's a phallic object type thing, sort of an extension of his manhood. He very much invites you on board. There are other people drinking away and singing, and the boat's kind of going along nicely.
I know this is a terrible inconvenience, Reggie, but could you possibly ask the other people just for the next few minutes if they could maybe dial down the sound a little? We don't want to alert the party. The noise can carry, you see.
Can you give me a persuade roll, Charles?
Bloody hope so after the fucking points I put into it. Can I use charm instead?
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, because that's where my money is. Extreme.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm on a flipping die, aren't I? I'm on a.
Oh yes, penalty. Yeah.
Ah,
Listen, mate.
rolled it again.
Brilliant. Okay. Okay. Cool. Oh, right. Yes. Oh, I understand. Oh, all right. Shh. We just need to be quiet. There's some crocodiles in the river, and we don't want to disturb
some
them.
wrong uns coming. We don't
Yes,
want the natives. Don't want the natives finding us
Yes,
yet.
some bloody natives. Yes. We can get loud when we get back to Cairo, gentlemen. It's fine.
Absolutely.
Okay. Cool. So you start heading off in this very luxurious motorboat. It's not massive. It's not like a cruise ship or anything, but it's definitely very Nile-worthy. And obviously, you think Reggie uses this quite a lot, or we might even own it. You don't know. Okay. So you go along the river for a little while. And you realize that you think heading back towards Cairo again. You're going downstream, and just in the distance you can see this dark fog on the horizon. It's not anywhere near you, and again the moon is shining down. It's all very nice, but the fog from Cairo is very much still there.
Is this like the fog that overtook us when we were doing the ritual?
Well, yeah, you think so. It's black, it's dark, smoky. And it just lingers. If you want, though, you can give me spot hidden rolls.
Don't mind if I do.
Oh,
No,
I missed.
failed.
I failed.
I not only failed, I rolled 100, so I didn't spot anything at all.
Yeah,
I can barely see my hand.
Yeah, it seems to be billowing all around, and you really can't tell if there's like a source to it or if it's just come up from the river maybe, or come down from the sky or anything. It's still very much there and very, very present. But even so, you get a little closer, and yes, people are quiet most of the time, but again, because they've been drinking, they can't help but get a little bit louder again, even with your efforts, Charles, to kind of keep them quiet. And soon enough, you see the moonlight blocked out for just a second as you see another hunting horror flying and starting to circle your boat. But as it kind of comes behind you, and it seems to almost be following you along the river, you see somebody riding this one. You've not met him before, but you definitely know who he is. He is wearing very elaborate high priest robes with an inverted ankon. He has got a very dark, well-kept beard, and strangely, scooped under his arm is a white cat that he is stroking.
This motherfucker.
Shall we take a break at this point before we go into initiative?
Okay.
Cultists on wings.
Uh,
Their victims are calling us.
That was a long time coming. I don't mean your
Harsh.
necessarily. I meant the whole scene.
Okay.
Although I'm getting that kind of weird adrenaline vibration thing going through my hands. Because I really wanted to get that scene right.
I genuinely thought we made it out. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, but we got to have a climax of some sort.
Yes, but actually no.
I honestly thought we were all goners in there, and we might still be.
I'm actually sorry for Becky that has to listen to the whole session without doing
Yeah.
anything.
Well, I've
It's
just
fine. I can listen to Incompetence from the Afterlife.
And down to your dreams.
I mean,
Just know that I am looking down on you.
Yes.
Like always.
there's plenty of roles that people can do and stuff that I offered to give her, but she's happy to just listen and bother you from beyond the grave.
No, I thought it was. I thought we were all goners with the Black Pharaoh. To be honest, I'm surprised. Just because of the angle we were at, that we didn't all have to make a blooming big sanity check when he changed form.
We were facing the other way.
Yeah.
Well, like there are certain things in place for that, and like different sanity rolls. But in one way, it's like that's just it. It would be a really rubbish way of you all going, frankly. So I wanted to change it up a bit and personalize it. Make it less old school.
Well, shit.
Don't worry, Stephen. I've been telling everyone what a wonderful, kind, fair, lovely, gentle GM you are with Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah, we've heard. Surprised Ronnie's still talking to you.
Wonderful, kind, just bends over backwards for the players. No, I misquoted that. He bends the players over backwards.
It's not over yet for us, so
No, not yet.
No, actually, to be fair, Stephen's an old school GM, but he's a very good one, especially with Cthulhu.
So, if I remember rightly, Pranit and Perry, you have your rifles out, do you?
well, if we still got them with us, yes. I had a rifle with me when we were patrolling whether during the ritual.
Pranit.
Yes, I would.
Yes, you two seem to have shown yourselves to be rather ace shots, you know, and I have a feeling that
Don't jinx it.
I'm just going by reputation. Yeah, I think you two should shoot that big birdie thing.
Yes, we get a lot of practice in this line of business.
I need to change books for this one.
Ready to add another title to my name.
Inverted ink.
The Horror Slayer.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
So, Pranit and Perry, you've got your rifles readied. Reggie doesn't really have... He has his close to hand, but it's not loaded or anything. So, it would be Perry going first.
Okay, yes.
So, yeah, Omar Shakti is kind of closing in on you. At the minute, yeah, gaining on you quite quickly on this hunting horror.
I'd like to take a shot at Shakti himself, if I could.
Oh, no, go for the beast. We can always get him once it's downed. Get that bloody thing first. Plus the fact he's going to be harder to shoot because it's in the way.
Well, yes,
Down
he's going to be
that,
harder to
then-
shoot. Yes, I realise that.
Down it first, and then we can off him at our own experience. You know. own leisure.
Unfortunately, the Lord of the Rings has not been out yet because there was some Nazgul shit.
These are basically Nazgul. Let's
Let's be fair.
No, I want to take a shot at Shakti.
Okay.
Okay, shot. Which is a 64, which I missed by 4. If I can spend luck on that.
There's not really much point.
Okay.
Because my roll was brilliant, he effortlessly dodges your bullet.
Okay.
He kind of gets the hunting horror to maneuver around into this kind of twirling thing going on, and the wing just skims the water and kind of brings up a splash as it does so. Next up is Pranit.
You won't be able to dodge this one. Let me see. I'm spending 3 luck to make it an outpass.
Who are you shooting? I almost said bird then. Hunting horror or him?
Shoot the bird.
I don't know. 1 to 2 is the horror. 3 to 4 is Shakti.
Okay.
I'm shooting the horror.
Okay, and you said it was a half pass.
Yes.
Okay.
Down the bastard. With any luck, he falls into the Nile and the crocodiles get him. That would be good.
Roll your damage.
Where is my D8? All right. 1d6. For fuck's sake. That's a 7.
7. Okay. Just give me a second.
He falls into the Nile. All you see is these 2 crocodiles coming at him. You hear a burp, a digestive burp, a few moments later, and then a few seconds later, you see this white cat scrambling off on the shore, getting onto the bank.
7, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, you get it. You get a little bit of a bullet embedded in its neck, and it flinches a little bit. It hasn't hurt it tremendously, but yeah, you think you've knocked a chunk of its health off, shall we say? However, my turn. So. Oh, wait, that's the wrong die. What am I doing? I need a D4. There's 2 of you. Okay. Okay. All right. So, Perry, what I'll say is because you've already shot and Pranit is busy shooting at our Shakti, you see as he kind of as the creature takes the shot, you can't help but notice in the moonlight, our Shakti raises his finger just above him like this, and he's looking straight at you. Do you do anything?
One death.
What kind of have I got an action, or I kind of just dodge or duck or hide under a seat?
Yeah. I mean, it says go, but yeah, what I mean is, are you wanting to dodge or maneuver or something? Or hold fast.
I will thrust my rifle at Charles and reach into my jacket for a stick of dynamite.
I wondered how quickly you'd get that out. Okay. So you're busy doing that. He
yes,
points, he kind of flicks his wrist, and this huge bolt of lightning comes out of his fingertip towards you.
Fuck.
You know, there's going to be something ironic about.
And you take 5 points of damage, Perry, as this bolt shocks your system, and you feel it burning. And the other 2, you can actually see his skeleton, like the outline of his skeleton, appear for brief moments.
It's not the first electric shock I've had.
Are you on 3 hit points now after that?
I am, yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
All
not
right.
a major wound, fortunately. Right, and who's next? It is the Hunting Horror. The Hunting Horror at the minute is going to try and catch up, and at the minute it's very much gaining on the boat. Then it is Reggie's go. So he sees this creature, obviously for the first time. Well, you think for the first time. Okay. Okay. So he sort of looks at it, and you can see him staring straight at it, and he's just sort of perspiring. His hands are shaking a bit. What the bloody hell is that? What on earth?
It's kind of like a bird, but a bit. Think of an ostrich that can fly.
Just shoot it already.
His hands are visibly shaking. Before he picks up his gun, he turns round to, you think, the driver of the boat. Mahmoud, would you mind speeding up a tad?
That might be useful.
Let's see if we can outrun this bastard. And suddenly you hear as presumably it's like revving up and speeding up. I'm going to roll for the boat in a second. But first he's going to, again, shakily raise his elephant gun. Oh dear. Penalty die, but I still rolled 2 90s. Oh god, is that a fumble actually? That is a fumble. It's not a malfunction. He almost kind of drops his gun. He doesn't quite. He still keeps hold of it. But basically, he just boom. This big crater appears in the decking floor. Fortunately, it's not the hull. You're kind of upper level from that, so you don't think it's actually punctured the hull of the ship. But even so, it's just like, oh, bloody hell. Come on, Reggie, keep it together.
Be careful.
Yes, thank you. I'm quite tired, you know. So, the boat...
So it's the horror or the crocodiles.
Okay, so it speeds up. You think that whoever's driving this Mahmoud has just pushed the lever down really hard, and the boat actually rears up a little bit at the front because the changing in course. It's kind of maneuvering around a bit now. You think maybe he's not quite controlling it given the sheer contrast and change of speed. But he's definitely going faster, that's for sure. That essentially is going to slow it down a little bit because he's kind of going in more of a zigzag than a straight beeline. However, it is back to Perry.
Okay, I want to, after I've pulled this stick of dynamite out of my coat, I want to light it.
Take it, I'm not acting then.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Charles. I beg your pardon.
Go ahead. I'm not getting a move.
I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Right, I currently have Perry's gun.
You do?
Because he handed me the rifle.
You do, yes.
So I'm going to shoot even though I can't shoot shit with a rifle.
Yes, I did
but I'm going to have...
it to you. I did wonder why he gave it to you, but... Yeah.
So I'm just going to... And to make it clear, I'm shooting at the big thing. Okay. Which is not Al
Although actually, you do have your bonus die for role playing, so you could use it to cancel it out.
No, doesn't matter either way.
Okay. Yeah, so it goes wide, very, very wide.
No, I think I'm a tad better with the handgun, sir. I'll give that back to you. Yes, there you go.
Perry's hands are full at the moment with a lighter and a stick of dynamite.
Yes, and you light the dynamite as you say.
I light the dynamite and I wait and I judge it, and just as I hurl it up into the air towards the hunting horror.
Make me a throw roll.
A throw roll. Is there actual throw?
Yeah, there's a throw skill.
There's a throw skill.
Oh, there is. Yes, there is.
In my experience with things like throw and jump, you're either brilliant at it or you're shite.
Well, that's 25, which is 500, so that's a normal pass.
Give it a tick. Okay.
Never rolled throw before.
No, we'll give it a tick. However, the hunting horror will try and dodge. Oh, okay. And just at the last minute, it just weaves out of the way, and your dynamite just goes phew, and just plops in the river behind.
I was planning for it to explode in his face rather than it wouldn't fall past him.
Yep, but it moved out of the way. You see this huge, almost like a geyser of water, though, go as it hits the water from the dynamite.
Okay, we'll try that again.
I say, I think you hit one of the crocodiles.
That'll be less crocodiles to eat us then.
Pranit.
I'm shooting the horror again.
Okay.
That's a regular pass.
Oh, you hit.
That's a 12 this time.
Oh, 12. Okay.
Drop his ass.
Oh, that's an interesting point. I wonder if with major wounds, if you count it before or after any armor.
I'm sorry?
Still, well, I'm just wondering if with major wounds, if you count the major wound before or after you've deducted if there's any armor.
I'd say after.
I would say after,
Yeah.
because armor's always calculated first,
Yes,
and then whatever's
that's what
left is the wound.
That's what I thought, but it suddenly dawned on me because it makes a difference. Okay, so yeah, you managed to get it hard. You think in a softer area, and it kind of loses control for a bit, and Shakti's kind of trying to almost rear it back up, although he hasn't got any reins. So maybe it's something with his mind, or he's telling it what to do. But he's having to hold on a bit, and the cat as well is kind of gripping on his shoulder very, very tightly. So they're kind of busy with that, although, again, it's not a major wound, but you've done it a lot of damage.
For the next round, if I can, I'll try and aim at the cat.
Okay.
I have a new plan, gentlemen.
The poor kitty.
If we can get him to fall into the river, I suggest we reverse the boat over him.
Wow. Speaking of which, it's how Shakti's go.
The motorboat and propeller alone.
Mm-hmm.
The propeller alone should rip him to shreds if we reverse over him.
So he once again raised his finger. You think at you, Charles. However, given the lack of control he has with the hunting horror at the moment, he's going to get basically a penalty against you. Although I don't think there's actually a roll. No, there isn't a roll to hit with the spell. So you will get a bonus die with your dodge, regardless of the fact you're drunk, because he's going all over the place. So he's trying to.
Okay, so I will dodge. Yes. Quite frankly, because thank God I've got a bonus die. I would like to use the bonus die that I have.
Go on, then. Go on.
I would just like to say that I hate this game and all that's failing it.
Oh.
I've had 3 rolls there. The lowest was 85.
Ooh.
Oh, that's just rude. Well, in any case, you take 2 points of damage. Fortunately, it's not very much, but you still feel this bolt, this terrible shock, shoot through you from head to foot and back and up and down. You think maybe he did it just for not quite as long as with Perry. He kind of lets go quicker. But you still see these sort of bits of smoke wisping off you. And now to the hunting horror.
That was bloody awful. Oh.
The hunting horror is going to try and regain control in order to resume its flight. And no, it doesn't. You think it's quite badly wounded now, and it's struggling. You think with one of its wings, it kind of has to flap quicker, and the other one is a bit on the limp side. So next is Reggie. Reggie is going to go again with his elephant gun. Right, you bloody bird thing, whatchamacallit, whatever you are. Ooh. What? Is that hard?
Just think of it as a slightly faster elephant.
He's going to spend 5 luck to make that a hard. Actually, no, why should he? He's already passed, and it doesn't make a difference. So, no. It's fine. Okay, ooh. Another number. I keep forgetting how crazy this elephant gun is. Who? Okay. Okay, so this huge gun, it just fires this projectile of a bullet. It's huge, and it makes a beeline for the hunting horror. Fires straight into the nape of the neck, or rather the kind of the front, you think, where the kind of trachea begins, if there is a trachea in this thing. And it starts spiraling out of control. And it starts shooting almost like crash landing, like a plane almost. However, Al-Shakti is going to try and get a soft landing in.
Is he landing on the ground, or is he landing in the Nile?
Well, that's a good question.
It is, because it's going to determine whether we reverse the boat back over him or not.
He hasn't got jump, which would be the normal skill. However, oh, that is so funny. Basically, he has 90 luck. I rolled 91. So he tries to roll towards the bank, and he just misses it. He kind of catches his shoulder on the bank. The cat manages to jump free and it escapes onto the bank. But he's now struggling in the water a bit, and he's trying to get himself out.
Right, Mahmoud, full reverse.
But that is the wrong way, sir.
It's entirely the right way. We need to bag this bastard.
Yeah, that's our stop. So please.
Just turn around and run him over.
No, well, we could never turn around in the Nile.
Okay.
We could reverse him and hit him with a propeller.
Nile's pretty wide.
No, we're going to question him before tearing him to pieces.
Oh my god, these rolls. Basically, okay, so I rolled for him to dodge. I rolled for the bow because he has to Mahmoud has to reverse it in an angle because he's so close to the bank. But for somehow Omar managed to fail his dodge. So he, I guess, tried to pull himself out, but the boat almost kind of overshot a bit and hit him. Actually, let's see. What is
We
the?
find out we shredded the damn cat.
No. The cat's free. But
Yeah, don't hurt the cat. We don't upset any more gods.
Pranit was going to shoot it next round.
oh, okay.
Next shot was going at a cat. Bass be damned, it would seem.
How much HP has he got?
Her bass wasn't good enough.
Okay. Okay, so the boat hits him hard. It's definitely winded him. You think it might have bashed him in his arm a bit. He still tries to cling on, though, with one arm, and he's still trying to haul himself out. And you think he's trying to maybe cast another spell. You can see his hand doing some other motion. Yeah, you see this steam forming around him.
No. I'm shooting the fucker.
So much for questioning.
Yeah, I mean, he's casting stuff. He's not surrendering.
Okay.
Yeah, he hasn't got the idea yet.
I don't want to miss another high priest because Françoise is... I mean, I can almost hear Françoise, shoot the imbecile, you imbecile. So,
Yeah, it's almost like that kind of dramatic moment of shoot him, you imbecile, kind of reverb. And,
yes,
shoot him for
I
me.
mean, this one's for you, Francois.
I'd have had this job done already.
Ooh, obviously.
that's another hard pass.
A hard. Okay. How much is your gun again overall?
My rifle is 55.
Okay. So you think that you've got him. He kind of drops back into the water. But then a few seconds later, he starts pulling himself out again. You think maybe he tried to dodge by just, pushing himself back. You think you're not sure if you hit him or not, but if you didn't, it was close. He spews forth this cloud towards you all, and since you can see it coming towards you, you can do dodges if you want.
I would like to dodge it if I can.
Yeah.
I know I say if you want.
Where is this fog coming from? Is coming from him or generating right onto us?
It was coming from him, like emanating around him, but it's moving towards you, so you can see it from where you are coming.
All right. I'll try and dodge it, and by doing so, jumping onto him if I'm close enough.
Okay.
My dodging is no.
Okay.
I spent 1 luck to make it a pass.
Okay.
I'm spending 4 to make it a pass.
To jump towards him.
Yes. I didn't actually ask. Do you want me to roll a jump, given what I said, or a dodge is fine?
Yes, actually, because even though he's prone, he's quite difficult to reach given the river, and he's a small target.
All right. Jump.
But in terms of the other two, so okay, Charles, from this vapor, you realize almost immediately that it's poisonous, but you can't seem to get away from it, and you start coughing. You lose 4 hit points from that, and you can't help but kind of you're trying to sort of breathe, and you're really struggling at the minute. Perry, you're okay. You kind of managed to roll out of the way of the vicinity of this thing. Pranit, how was your jump roll?
It was bad. I have to spend 4 luck to make it a pass.
Okay, a pass is fine. So, yeah, you can choose. Do you want to land on top of him or next to him on the bank or in the river even?
I'll try and jump on him so that if he's concentrating on something, he likely won't anymore.
Yep, so a bit like whack-a-mole. So you
Yes.
land on top of him and force him under the water from your weight.
I held him under the water.
Okay, you'd need to get back up onto the bank to do that. It is quite deep here. Unless you want to just use it as weight, but you'll probably sink as well if you keep doing it this way.
How far are we from the bank, give or take?
Oh, you're literally right next to it. You're practically touching.
All right, so I'll try and drag him a little bit ashore.
Mhm.
But I am the only one getting ashore, and I push him underwater.
Yeah, I understand. Okay. Can you make me an opposed strength roll, please?
Strength of roll.
Strength roll, if you please.
That's an hard pass.
Yep, you failed that one. So yeah, you do that fairly easily. He's quite a big guy, so to start with, you're kind of hauling him a bit, but then yeah, you easily get onto the bank quite nimbly, and you force him back under the water.
Can we get Mahmood to bring the boat to the bank so we can come to Pranit's aid?
Yeah, he's happy to do that. Reggie's really still quite kind of pleased with himself, and he's gloating to everyone. I don't know what that was, but by Jove, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's been a bit more of a longer day for us, so it's not quite so much fun.
Yes, I suppose you could always take a trophy.
So who on earth is this man, this Arab fellow? And you can train them as well, these creatures? It's very fascinating.
I have actually met Al-Shakti, haven't I?
Oh,
I was in the same hotel.
you were in the same hotel. I don't know if you met him. Give me a luck roll.
I'm still on the penalty for this.
No. There's no penalties with luck. You just roll, pass or fail.
No, not even close.
You've seen him from a distance, and I'll say that you kind of know that he's a businessman, but yeah, apart from that, you've never really met him face to face or spoken to him.
I do recognise him, albeit at a distance. Is that a Shakti fellow?
Well, as we reach the bank, Perry will jump out and move to help Pranit. And I'll say he's a very unsavoury local character into some very bad things.
Clearly.
Oh, the name does ring a bell.
Hopefully, we'll be ringing a couple of bells of his own shortly.
Unfortunately, it seems that he was determined to ring the dinner bell on us.
Are you keeping him under the water, by the way, or are you kind of pulling him out?
As I see that he is struggling a little bit more, I take him out, let him catch a breath, and then put him back down again.
Okay.
But if you want to pull him out, I can bap him in the face with a butler rifle.
Mm-hmm. Charles, this vapor, by the way, isn't moving. You can move away from it, but if you stay where you are, you're going to keep coughing.
Yeah, I'm going to move away.
Okay. That's fine. Sorry. What I'll say is that you take another 1 point of damage and kind of lasting effects, but you do move away from it. Yeah, so you're kind of periodically thrusting his head under the water, bring up.
And then back down again.
He swears at you in Arabic.
Yeah, I don't care.
I know you don't care, I'm just saying.
I just understand him.
And then he starts saying things in some very old ancient language. Although you don't know if it's a spell, again, maybe just an insult. Given he's getting dumped into the water, I'll give him a con roll. Oh. Okay. Yep. He doesn't appear to be drowning in any sense of the word. He does sometimes splutter up water, but that's about it. Excuse me.
When he starts speaking ancient tongues, I'll try to, how do I say it, knock his teeth in.
Knock his teeth in?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe that's correct terminology.
Well, it's one of those ones, in or out are both viable phrases.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you doing this with your fists or your rifle?
No, my fists. I mean, I'm holding him with both hands, so it's natural.
Yeah. Okay.
Pistol whip the bastard.
Give me a brawl anyway, but you can have a bonus die.
That's a regular.
Mm-hmm. Even with the bonus?
Yes.
Okay. Yep, cool. Roll your damage.
1d3
damage
plus 1d4. That's 5.
Okay. Where's my thing gone?
I
5. Okay. He's
just
looking
wanna
quite
say-
battered and bruised now, and he's definitely lost a couple of teeth. He sort of spits a tooth, and it plops into the Nile, and there's blood coming out from his lips.
I just want to say the only reason I'm not coming down and smacking this guy is that I'm very well aware of what happened last time.
I gave you a head start this time.
You can batter and bruise me all you want.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I will not tell you anything.
Thank you for being so cooperative.
I'm sorry, you want? I didn't get what you said, Jason.
You can batter and bruise me all you want. I will not surrender.
All right. See, since we didn't come to your dinner party, you didn't actually come get to know us. I mean, Françoise, more than us, but we tend not to get down to compromises. So your surrender was not part of the plan.
Poor Françoise, or should I say, lucky Françoise, for being decimated so much by my great lord.
I punching him again. Out of pure spite.
Yeah. Give me another brawl.
Now, that's an extreme.
Oh, okay. So
I'm so angered by what he just said.
Yeah, it's blunt. It's not an impale, so it's basically your max damage bonus plus your max die. So that would be 7, right?
Yes.
Okay. You knock him unconscious. Again, not a major wound, so he's not dying, but you just and the lights go out.
Get him on the boat.
In fact, I'll say that you break one of his lenses in his glasses.
All right.
If we can get him on the boat and gag him as well, so we'll stick like maybe a handkerchief in his
No.
mouth.
I'm going.
We don't want him to do spells if he wakes up.
I really want to go full berserker on his ass.
Okay.
No,
As you're
no,
kind of-
I won't. I won't because my creed tells me otherwise. I know that if we don't neutralize him, he's going to be back like you told me that Shafiq did. The only way to render him useless would be cutting his arms and cutting his tongue, or killing him.
Okay. As you're deciding what to do, you suddenly hear this "Ow" from behind you, and there's this kind of, you think it's the cat, but its fur is all gone. It's standing up on its hind legs, and it looks almost like this horrible, wrinkly, hairless lion, a bit smaller, and it looks at the three of you, and its tongue comes out almost like a large frog shooting for a fly towards Charles. And this kind of spiked tongue comes protruding out.
What
You can make
the
me
bloody Nora?
you can make me a dodge roll if you want.
Yes.
Oh,
I've no intentions of standing for a tongue lashing.
I want to shoot that.
You do or you don't.
I do.
Right. At this point, I would like to resign. My guys hate me.
Okay.
See, here's the problem. Because I'm on that penalty die,
Yeah.
I rolled 5,
Uh-huh.
and then I rolled 85.
Oh. Damn. Okay. Well, in terms of damage, I'm afraid I got an extreme. So that is going to be 6 for you, which I believe puts you unconscious. Actually,
I'm down to 2.
you're down to 2. Okay. Actually, come to think of it, you're on 11 max, aren't you? So that is a major wound.
Yeah, I was going to say that's going to be a major wound, isn't it?
Okay. Can you roll me a con roll, please?
I've got a penalty on this, haven't I?
Yes, I'm afraid you do.
Killed by a fucking cat 2 sessions in.
Failed.
Okay, so you, even though you've got some hit points, you do fall prone, and you're kind of falling in and out of consciousness, as this cat kind of presses its spiky tongue into your neck, and you're sort of struggling to fix it. The other two, can you give me sanity rolls, please? Seeing this rather demonic-looking cat.
Oh, which is a pass.
That's a failed again.
Okay. A pass, you lose 2. With a fail, that's a 5.
What the fuck?
Oh dear.
Yeah, oh dear.
Pranit, can you give me an intelligence roll, please?
God damn it. Oh, that's a fumble.
Oh, okay, brilliant.
That's a 97.
No bounce
I'm
of madness
dumb as
for
shit.
you.
At least,
You
at least it
lucky
was,
bastard.
at least it was quick for Françoise.
Yeah. So I'll say that you're definitely shaken from this, and obviously you weren't expecting it at all, but you do not go full bout of madness, which is very much a good thing. In terms of 5th, you're still okay, right?
I was 53. Now I'm 46, meaning that
Oh,
I
yeah, 'cause it's a different
failed
day, isn't it?
7.
Yeah, so you're okay.
Yeah.
I forgot that it'd been a different day. Okay. So the
Yeah,
two
it's
of
me
you...
that would have been screwed up with 5.
Yes, it would have been you. But you've kind of drifted in and out of consciousness, so you're actually all right. Sanity-wise, anyway. Okay, so you suddenly, you see this cat just with its tongue snap out. It's kind of weird, though. You notice, Perry in particular, you think that the cat deliberately avoided you two, and it went straight for Charles.
Ah. Is that 'cause
But
we
at the
got
minute, it's busy asphyxiating him with his tongue. its tongue.
It's because we've got the amulets. You've got Françoise' amulet. Haven't you?
Do you say this out loud?
Yes, I will do. Get your amulet. Make sure you've got it on you.
I show the cat the amulet, reaching for Charles, and try to. Just show the cat the amulet, saying he is with us.
Yeah, it doesn't quite have the same effect, you think, because only you're wearing it. But the fact that you're kind of showing it to it, like, back off, it's obviously rearing back a little bit. So give me, if you're trying to get him free of the spiky tongue, give me a dex roll, but you can have a bonus die.
I was actually trying to see if the cat was backing away from Charles. If it's not, I'm cutting his tongue.
Okay.
With a sword.
Okay.
I was going to shoot it.
But yes.
And I will shoot it.
You'll shoot it. Okay.
That's an extreme. That's an 8.
Oh, you've got an impale. Oh my god. Okay. So that is
the maximum
damage bonus plus another die roll for the
so
sword.
It's a base 13.
Holy shit.
It's a base 13 plus another 13. It's 26.
Wow.
Oh my god. Okay. So Perry, even before you've raised your rifle to shoot this cat, Pranit comes lopping down on this tongue, completely severs it in one single cut. Describe how you absolutely cut this thing into pieces.
As I reach with the amulet in front of the cat and seeing him not backing out, I grab his tongue, cut it with the saber, and then slash it across his eyes.
What is it with you lot and eyes? You're obsessed. Okay,
they are the first thing I see coming down.
Well, yeah, I guess. Okay, so yeah, you just completely slit through its eyes. They fall out into several little chunks. It can't help but keep hissing, but you've cut deep enough that you think it's got into its brain. So it sort of kind of goes prone and starts twitching with one paw.
I just put it out of his misery.
Okay.
Quick, I'll shack you on the boat.
Yeah, Charles is not looking particularly good.
Oh,
right.
Charles.
The tongue
well, thank you.
I've got Charles.
The tongue is obviously...
Thank you.
The severed tongue has gone limp, but you can see that it's got these spikes protruding in his neck, and this sort of red band around it.
Okay, I can do pull the spikes out, and we'll get the knife, and we'll do the cut on the wound, and do the sucking of the venom and the spitting type of thing.
Venom? You don't know if there's any venom.
Can I make
first aid roll?
Yeah.
You can definitely
try and stab.
Yes.
No, I know you don't like it. I was going to say roll a medicine check, but I just want to stabilize him. So that's a first aid, correct?
Well, you got to do first aid anyway first. There's no medicine before first aid.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I rolled 2 under, so that's a normal pass.
Yeah, for me too.
Okay, cool. So, Charles, you're on 1 hit point. You are stabilized. It will take a little while for your voice to come back, you think?
Oh, there is a bonus.
Oh, with the die roll. Oh my god.
I was thinking the same thing.
Oh, gosh, you're so hard.
And I think the first thing my carriage is going to say when he can get a voice is, "What do you mean? Oh, Charles,
I definitely took
the
you back.
great afterthought."
I mean, we just
were
met
busy.
you, actually.
Yes.
So
were
you
busy.
can't be that harsh on us. We just met you.
It's it's not like you didn't attack the cat because it had put its tongue round my bloody throat. I mean, that was kind of why you attacked it in the first place.
We were busy. We've got other things to worry about here.
By the way, I do think we should
Feeling the love.
tie his hands behind his back and
Yes.
gag him.
I think we should gag him. Yeah, I think stuff something in his mouth and then gag him, so he make sure he can't speak at all.
Yeah.
Maybe kick him a couple of times.
I can't. We really can't go full berserker on him. But I believe we all know what should be done.
We should take him back to the Sphinx and threaten to lower him into that pool.
If you are not sure what to do, just try to imagine what I would be telling you.
Well, I thought we couldn't go full berserker on him.
Yeah, you would. Yes, exactly.
This is
Because you know damn well I would know what to do. So what would I tell you?
Yeah, to cut him to pieces and feed him to the crocodiles.
Cut little bits off of him until he talks.
Make absolutely sure this boat hopefully will. Well, we know it's got rope. When you tie his hands, make sure you're really binding his hands, not just his wrists. Don't give his fingers any chance to gesticulate in any way.
Yeah, we're breaking his fingers.
That'll do it. Fuck the binding hands. Let's just snap his knuckles.
Pranit's not happy. You can tell.
No, I'm pissed. We missed two friends.
Pranit is definitely not happy.
We missed two friends in
break his fingers.
In these bloody missions. We missed two friends in Cairo only. I'm pissed.
And
I'm so pissed.
Yeah, and we've not even got a body for Françoise. So
and you were only an afterthought from getting a third.
So
you'll be fine. That alcohol in your system's going to sterilise them.
Ashanti's still unconscious. Just about.
Yeah, we were saying while you were off the camera that we were planning on tying his hands behind his back, put something in his mouth and gag him, and then add a little bit of Françoise sprinkles and breaking his fingers.
Okay, all of them?
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough.
So he can't point lightning anymore to any one of us.
Yeah, okay. So I guess that would be a major wound.
And going for the eyes, you see, that's Françoise training as well, really.
Yeah, I mean,
Françoise training. Welcome to the Training 101 by Françoise.
How to torture the imbeciles 101.
Yes. Question 1, are you an imbecile? In which case, this would take a very long time.
You can see the book. You can see the book now. Imbeciles for imbeciles.
Oh my god, it's like the For Dummies series, but it's instead for imbeciles.
It's imbeciles for imbeciles.
How to kill an hunting horror for imbeciles.
How to kill hunting horror for imbeciles.
Amazing.
How to destroy cults for imbeciles.
How to invoke Nyarlathotep for imbeciles.
For imbeciles.
See, that's it, we got a range.
Yeah, we've got a whole book range. How to deal with cat gods.
Coming soon.
I was saying, you know the For Dummies series of books that basically Françoise has written for imbeciles.
Oh, come on, we got to do the best thing and bring her back.
How to kill cults for imbeciles.
I think the only thing we could do is maybe plead to go and do that. Do the prayer at the Bass temple. Maybe bring Françoise back.
I don't think she will.
It's not happening, guys.
Is
Come
that
on.
'cause-
No, I don't believe so.
Is that because
I
Bass
don't
is an
think there's
imbecile?
I
Yes.
don't think there's enough left of her to bring back.
Bass and everyone else in the world is an imbecile.
Not everyone.
I
But
don't
I'm
think
no
there's
longer
enough.
alive.
I don't think there's enough of Françoise left to bring her back.
That too.
You know, if we'd had a whole body, then maybe we could try it. but-
One reason why Nyarlathotep killed her in that way. He's a bastard.
Yeah,
So-
we could always pay him a visit in a couple of days with a couple of trucks load of dynamite and take the whole pyramid out.
Sure. But in any case,
Demolition for imbeciles.
no time at the present. So you've got you've got Amar Shakti pretty well trussed up. You've broken all his fingers. Very thorough of you. And I'm assuming you're going back to Cairo, are you?
We've got to go back to Cairo, but we need to sort of stash him, don't we? What about the guy with the shop? That was I'm sure he would be very happy to.
Faraz
Nyarlathotep
Najjar's been in the
left.
country for ages.
He
He
left.
sent Winston a telegram saying how he left.
But his shop might be empty.
Yes, that's true. You don't know.
We just need someone. Obviously, we can't stash him at the hotel.
No,
There'll be too much screaming and blood.
but guys, let's be fair for a second. I mean, what are the chances we are able to get something out of his mouth? I mean, this is my soldier mentality kicking in, but what's the point of making prisoners if they're no use?
I thought you'd have more imagination than that, Pranit.
I'm sorry?
I thought you'd have more imagination than that. We could go slower in the boat and hang him over the side. At least the bottom half of him, anyway, until he talks.
You guys are brutal.
You just killed Françoise. Of course, we're brutal.
Nyarlathotep killed Françoise, not Omar Shakti.
He's in on it.
He's
we haven't
part
got-
of it all.
We haven't got Nyarlathotep.
He-
All right.
We've got Shakti.
He's roped him.
All right.
He has hitched himself to that particular star. As far as I'm concerned, he's as guilty as anything.
I
If
do
we-
I'm
believe
not
that.
disputing that. I'm just saying it wasn't him who killed her.
It's not. But if we had Nyarlathotep, he'd be hanging over the side of the boat. But we haven't. So
Oh, you guys.
We are dealing with his representation on Earth. This is his representative,
I mean, I guess
And-
it is.
and to put it politely, we're having him.
I mean, seriously, there's no point in getting him back to town because, one, where do we hide him? Second of all, they will come and look for him.
well, we shouldn't bother gagging them. We should just shoot him, and throw him in the river. If
I'm
that's-
for that.
Or we can get a hold of our car, loading him in the
dragging
trunk,
behind us, but yes.
not some Iliad shit. We are carrying him, putting him in the trunk, drive in the wastelands, question him out of prying eyes, and then see where the interrogation goes.
Hmm. Yes, we know, Charles.
Yes, you can have a drink.
I believe he said, "Thank you. You are most considerate."
I thought that's what it was. Yeah, I got the gist of that.
That's the point. Are you still drinking, Charles?
I'm probably sipping because there'll be plenty of drink on here. I'm probably sipping. I won't be gulping at this point because I've got a sore throat, and quite frankly, gulp ain't gonna cut it.
That's
So it probably will be very gentle sips.
That's fine. My main question was, are you sobering up, or are you continuing to kind of keep up the imbibing? So
After what the shit I've seen tonight, I never want to be sober again.
that's fine. All good.
I mean, I've seen a young woman. Well, I didn't see her brutally murdered, but I saw her remains. We were almost killed by a god. Almost killed by another big flying bird. I got my throat damn near ripped out by a cat. And on top of all of that, I almost didn't get healed because I was a fucking afterthought. I mean, these are horrific things that are happening to me.
Poor Charles.
Question:
Yes.
Reggie is still here.
Yes, he's kind of waiting for you. Like, are you gentlemen still wanting a lift?
That's what I wanted to ask you, Mr. Reggie. I didn't introduce myself. I sit. No, I don't know the pronunciation. I put my saber back. I don't know the word. I'm sorry. I gave him my right hand, saying, "My name is Pranit."
Ah, Indian chappie.
Yes, indeed. Nice to make you your acquaintance. Thank you again for giving us the lift. We are sorry to have put you in so much peril.
Oh, I'm 62 years old, boy, and that is the best fun I've had in years.
Well, I'm glad you are seeing the glass half full. There
As
is
long as there's only
still-
more of them, it was a bit close shave, you know.
Yes, indeed. Yes, it was indeed.
Wouldn't be any fun if it was easy, would it?
Well, exactly. And now it's me thinking the hunt was over for the day.
May I be a little bit indiscreet, asking you for another favor?
What sort of favor? Do you want another drink?
No, thanks. I don't drink, but thank you for the offer.
You don't drink? What's the matter with you? You
That's
must
my
like
creed.
something.
Hmm?
Your creed. Oh,
Yes.
yes, you're
I'm sick. We don't drink.
yes, you worship that 9-armed blue god thing with Bobby, don't you?
Those are Hindus.
I thought that's what you said.
No, I said sick.
He turns to Charles and says, "Isn't that the same thing?"
If you like, we can have a conversation with a nice cup of tea.
No. Well, your favor, sir. What is your favor?
Are you staying at private residence around here by any chance? Because we may actually use some room to let our mutual friend Charles recover a little bit, and then we would like
yes,
to have a
rather.
chat with our new acquaintance over there.
Yes, rather. I'm staying in the what the bloody hell's that district called? I can never remember the bloody name. It's all Arabic and things. It's where all the Europeans go, near the Shepherd Hotel. Very nice park.
Oh, yeah, we know it. Shepherd.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Are you staying nearby? Are you staying in it?
No,
Yeah,
I'm
nearby.
We've been there, yeah. We stay nearby.
Oh, very good, very good.
Mm,
Well, it's not much. It's not a hotel. It's more private quarters. But I'm sure I can let Charles stay there for a little while. Get him all back to health. What on earth is up with his neck anyway? It's all. I did see there was this strange cat creature thing.
yeah, I don't believe we are actually certain of what that was. I mean, it was more little, and not flying.
Little Hitler. Littler.
I'm sorry.
You know, the only thing that's really come off of all of this is the fact that Pranit's decision earlier on to shoot the cat actually sounds like it was a bloody good idea. You should have shot a cat.
You are starting to get your voice back a bit, but it's very hoarse, Charles.
Yes, staying with yourself for a few days would be most helpful.
Oh yes, absolutely. You just need a few swigs of brandy to lubricate the vocal cords, and you'll be good in no time, old boy.
I just lean towards Perry a little bit. What are we doing with our Shakti then?
Kill that
Well, we
What?
can. Sorry.
Surely you can't kill him. That is even against the law here, I'm afraid.
No, absolutely not. That's out of the equation.
Don't you
I'm
want to
sure-
hand him to the police?
I'm sure it'd be a tragic accident.
Yes. He's going to accidentally run in front of one of our guns. Just
Hunting
as
accident.
Oh, I see.
Hunting accident.
Well, and he looks downriver and he says, "Well, you could certainly get away with that out here."
well, I have an even better idea.
What's that, Obin?
I think he should accidentally have been ripped apart by your propeller as he was trying to swim away.
Oh, I'd rather not do that. This is my boat. The police might ask me a few too many questions, if you know what I mean.
Yes, but you
Yeah.
won't know it's happening. Therefore, you will have plausible deniability.
Why would I not know what's happening? I'm not that drunk.
Where are our cars in relation to us?
What? As in your car or
Yeah,
just any
no,
car?
Our cars, the ones we were next to. When we got
You.
Our
I
car is
believe-
in the other way, on the
Yeah.
other side of town.
Yeah, you drove your
By
car
the
to the
railroad.
wastelands out in east by the railroad,
So that's
where the mummy is. Or was, possibly, although you haven't obviously been there since.
How long has it been?
You're not 100% sure, especially because when you were casting the spell, there was all the dark fog around you, whereas still, because you're outside of Cairo, you've got clear of this fog, so you've got the moonlight. So you think maybe it's been at least a couple of hours, but it's really difficult to determine.
All right, Mr. Reggie.
Yes. Parvy. Was
Reggie-
it?
Pranit. Yes.
Oh, right, Pranit.
That doesn't matter. They get it wrong all time. Since we really need our car, but it is on the other side of town, I was wondering if you can lend us yours, if you have one, just to take us back, and then I don't know how long have you been here, if you are moving with
I've lived here for
expeditions
15
or...
years, old boy.
Oh.
More
I'm
likely if
glad
I have
to-
more than one, eh?
I'm sorry. I'm glad to learn that. Still, if you could
If I
lend
have
us one, of your
Yes,
card.
yes. You can take the let's see. Yes, the Bentley.
Very nice. Obviously, we have to get Mr. Al-Shakti to a hospital.
Yes, sure.
Well, that's very good of you. He's not really my issue, so I can't stop you from doing what you want. But I'm just saying that the police will get on to you if you do anything too silly.
I have a feeling that whatever these gentlemen are going to do, it's not going to be silly.
Ah, so you never told me
think it's
who
going
this
to be-
man was exactly. What's your beef with him?
It's a very long story. It involves a girl.
It always seems to involve a girl with you, Charles.
Yes, but in a strange way, it's the same girl.
Oh, for God's sake, Charles, you've got to move on at some point.
Well, I mean, she has unfortunately,
Read the room.
she's unfortunately deceased, and we're pretty sure that this gentleman knows something about it, involved in some way.
Oh, I see.
But it's the kind of death that people in high places will sweep under the carpet if we're not applying the law. No one will.
Listen, Charles. Priority speaking, the police are more concerned about the pyramids with all their fanciful things inside. So perhaps you can get away with it. Whatever it is you want to do.
We are merely going to leave him in a position where he can no longer be a problem. Whether that is a permanent solution or leaving him tied naked in the middle of the desert, covered in honey near a beehive.
I don't believe there are any beehives out in the wilderness, unless you bought one. But I understand. Mum's the word. I will. My lips are sealed. Yes.
Might be able to find something in Cairo and find most things.
If you press for bees, you might find something else. But even so, and he kind of takes a look at his pocket watch. My God, is that the time? Right. Well, my Bentley is back at the park, I'm afraid, and the trains will stop running for the day, so we may have to walk.
Yes. Yes. Walking sounds lovely.
Oh well, I'll get the Arabs over there. And he kind of clicks his fingers at them, as in Arabs on the boat. They'll help you along, Charles. You're obviously in worse for wear.
Thank you. Most gracious of you, sir. Oh.
So you dock, not quite at the bridge, but nearby the bridge. A sort of relatively easy spot to disembark, and you stagger back towards the park and where you think his household is. And as you head up the park, it's very quiet. Again, too quiet that you realize that the fog is still lingering. But also you see this huge glow at the end of the park of orange, very similar to what you saw, but more at a distance when you were casting the spell out in the wastelands. Excuse me.
Does it look, the source of it, is it at the end of the park, or?
Yeah, it's on the corner. You're a little worried to start with. Is it his house or nearby? And it's not, fortunately. But you realise that it's kind of embers at this point when you get closer, rather than a full inferno. But the shepherd has blatantly been on fire for a good 6 hours or so. And people are still trying to douse the flames. It's mostly smoke by now, but even so, the embers are kind of penetrating through this cloud of smoke quite well. In fact, what I'll say is that there's a crowd of people standing outside, most of them European, kind of getting a bit annoyed, you think, because they've been standing outside for a while.
What did I just do?
I don't know.
It wasn't me, right?
You don't think it was you, unless Cthulhu decided to cast it on here, but you don't know. But the other two, you know that this glow was happening during Pranit's prayer, so you think it's unlikely that he was the one who caused this.
Yes, I don't think you're to blame for this one.
No, boy. Don't be fretting on this. Definitely not your fault.
Still, I'm not fretting, but all our stuff was in there. Everything we collected from the boat from beyond that point was in our rooms. Everything was.
Oh, yes, that's slightly disconcerting. You didn't keep copies?
There were objects. How can you keep a copy of an object?
Have you seen the work that I do? I've spent the last few years dealing with people making copies of objects. It's rather tidy business.
These are very particular sorts of objects, though.
Reggie is staring as well, and he's my lord, what on earth happened here?
Are there any firemen or policemen in place?
Yes, there's not really any firemen per se. There's not really an emergency services type thing in Cairo, but there's definitely policemen and people. They've been like, you think this is the community, like the local community, have been getting buckets and trying to throw water, which has helped somewhat.
There'll be a bucket chain going.
Yeah. So it's not completely burnt to a crisp or anything.
Does it look like the area where our rooms were is where the fire started? Is that the wing that's on fire?
No, but in terms of damage, you could make me a group luck roll.
Who's got lowest luck?
Yeah, I have 3, so I believe that's me.
Luck isn't affected by my penalty die, is it?
No.
Don't fall
but
for that.
it's the lowest person, so it'd be
No,
Pranit.
It's
presumably.
just the lowest.
Mine's 14.
Mine's 28.
Yeah, so it'd be Pranit.
I mean, if you combine what I have with what I rolled, you get 100.
Excellent.
97.
It's a nice round number.
Yes.
It sounds
So
convincing,
judging from which side of the building you were on, you can see this sort of black charred damage kind of going all the way up the wall. The windows, like the glass is completely gone through.
Oh dear. I think you might be in a spot of bother there, Saz.
Yes, it doesn't look like our stuff was going to survive that.
I'm trying to talk to some policemen.
Yeah, you can do. There's policemen kind of going around the guests, and they're being questioned, they're taking statements and things like that. You can't see anybody hostile in the area. You think they may have already been removed if they were caught, for one thing.
I'm
Should-
asking one of them in Arabic if
Yeah.
they speak English.
A little English, sir, yes.
I'll try and speak slowly. My friend and I were staying at the hotel. Could you tell
Yes.
us what happened?
Well, it was surrounded by Arabs, all wearing these robes. They had fury in their eyes, our witnesses told us, and they came in. The staff tried to stop them. They started setting everything alight around them, and the fire went up on that side. And he points again to where your side of the hotel happened to be, your rooms. We came as soon as we could. We tried helping to put out the fire, but the stone, it was not very how you say, not very good with the fire. It
Were you
went
able
around.
to arrest any of these robed men?
Yes, we have arrested 3 of the men, but some got away.
As they do.
I'm wondering if I should warn them about staying away from Winston's room while there's a fire on, actually.
By the way, what have you done with Al Shakti at this point? Because you've walked.
We did
Yeah.
walk.
Yeah, I walked with him on carrying him, basically, not dragging him.
Okay.
And I don't know how you want to rule this one out, but I'd say that I would have put it out of prying eyes, maybe directly in the trunk of the Bentley. If we managed to get to Reggie's place.
It is just across from the hotel, but again, the flames and so on would have definitely distracted you, given you went straight over there.
Either one of us, I think probably either one of us stayed with him, or we would have had to stash him in a bush in the park or something, wouldn't we? One of the two.
Just put him in a bush.
The seals.
Charles, your voice is beginning to return, by the way.
Good.
One of us would have had to have stayed with him, I think, but we're probably going to get sort of inspiration if we get a Ouija
Well,
board out.
why don't we say that Charles was dumped with Omar Al Shakti?
All right.
Yes, yes.
If that works for him, that works for me.
Yeah, because we can't risk him getting away, I don't think.
Yeah.
He is quite portly, though. He's a bit of a bother to carry around.
That's all right. If he attempts to make any sort of move to escape at all,
Don't punch him.
I am not going to punch him.
Says the one who wants to shoot him.
We can't carry
I
Yeah,
am
but we need to question him
punch him.
first.
I am
Okay.
going to knee him in the knackers.
We can't carry him all over town and then let Charles punch him to death.
I'm
He's
going to
definitely
knee
a
him in
different
the
build
knackers.
from
He's injured, remember?
what's he called?
Not there, though.
Crap, I've forgotten his name. I can see him. The guy you punched to death. He's very much a different build. Winfield.
Winfield, yes.
I was just thinking though, this guy has had a few injuries now, so punching him is probably.
I will gently knee him in the knackers then. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Well,
isn't it?
he's not coming round. He's still unconscious.
Painful caress.
That sounds worse.
High
somehow.
speed caress.
That's the name of my new black metal album, Painful Caress.
Yes.
That sounds more death metal if you want to be pernickety. If it was Painful Caress on the grim frostbitten mountains of the north, that would be black metal.
It sounds like power metal now.
No. Grim frostbitten is very much black metal. So yeah, 3 people have been arrested, you think? And again, there's kind of embers and lots of wisps of smoke, and all the wall is really charred.
Just
can
one
just see it.
more question, and then I'll leave you to your business and won't bother you again. But
Yes.
could you tell us if and when we would be able to try and retrieve our stuff from our rooms?
We are still trying to find survivors inside. We should be done in the next hour or so. Then I believe it is up to the hotel staff whether they let you in or not. If they do, then you can go up to your rooms, but it depends on the safety, which floor you are on, which side of the building you are on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I'll leave you to your business.
Thank you.
It does worry me a bit about the flames from the burning building getting to Winston's room and setting off a half ton of munitions he was carrying around.
I was going to say that there's a small matter of a large amount of 38 bullets.
You were staying in individual rooms, weren't you?
I'm sorry?
Yes, we were, yeah.
You were individual, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know,
Well, we got plenty of time. I tell Perry, going back to Charles and Reggie and our new friend Shakti, to get back the car, look out for the mummy if it burned, hopefully. And then we can come back to the hotel and see if we are able to retrieve some of our stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if the mummy, we do need to find out if the mummy, if we got rid of it or not, because obviously that's an unfinished task if it hasn't.
Yeah.
something tells me
Okay.
something tells me that I think you succeeded, given that the Black Pharaoh did say that was one thing that had been stopped, but there were others that he could do.
I
So
want to
you-
make sure, though.
Are
Yeah.
you driving direct back to where you think you left the mummy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we know we were close to the railroad,
Yes, you were. Okay.
and
We
we
Sweet.
left the brazier there, so we just look for
Uh-huh.
it.
Yep.
Are we taking our
So-
Shakti with us?
Yes, in the
I
trunk.
think
of
we
the
should.
car.
Okay. Okay, cool.
So the
So you take
brazier's
the-
still going. We could always, add him to the mix.
Okay. So you take the Bentley. You find you kind of head towards that direction, and you find the flame fairly easy because it is indeed still going. Because again, Pranit, as you know, the only way to put it out is to invoke the name of Cthulhu. So it's still burning. There's nothing left of the mummy anymore except mere fragments of bits of bone and maybe a bit of tissue, but it's obviously very old tissue. The jewelry that you acquired is still there, resting next to it because you didn't burn it to start with.
All right.
It hasn't been disturbed.
All right. First thing I do is take the jewelry and throw it in the brazier.
Okay. Lovely.
Because that was the second step we were going to do.
We're going back there
Okay.
again, aren't we?
Remind me again. You got the crown and
We
necklace.
got a necklace and a crown, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Could we maybe bend Al Shakti over and let him go face first, and let him get really close to the action as the jewelry's melting?
Okay. The crown does indeed, very much like the mummy, it gets destroyed, it starts melting away and all that. But interestingly, the necklace does not.
Does it seem to heat at all, or is it just exactly the same?
I'll say that, okay, yeah, it kind of emanates this red glow around it, but it's not damaged in any way. Pranit, can you make me an idea roll, please?
Just a second.
1.
All right. Idea, you said. Ooh, hard pass.
Yeah. You remember back to your readings, and you do remember that there was also the mention of a potentially blessed bladed weapon that could do damage, and given that this is not burning from the fire, maybe this necklace is destroyed only by a blade of that nature.
Oh, fuck.
We've not found anything like that, have we?
Still, the book is with me because
Yes.
I had it on me for the ritual.
Yes. Yeah, the book is still there.
Of course, I tell Perry and Charles that maybe there's another way of destroying said necklace. I believe it's in the same book. I don't know it though.
Well, at least we know there may be another way. Right. We do have to have a rather more serious conversation. That's regarding what we're going to do with this Shakti fellow. I really don't. I'm not entirely up on the idea of actually brutally murdering him, but I don't see how we can allow him to in any way get back to his fellow followers. I think that would be a
terrible
disaster.
mistake.
As much as I'm not in the interest of murder, I'm not in the interest of suicide by proxy either.
No, quite understandable.
Also,
You
if
just said about a terrible accident.
Yeah, we did. I think that's probably the best way to do it.
Yeah, I was going along with my compatriots at the time.
Right. Okay.
yeah, also he may pull some. He
I was
may
also
pull a
drinking
Shafiq on us coming back. Who knows where, biting our ass again.
Yeah,
We don't end up back in the pyramid.
I don't see that we have much option.
I take him out of the trunk.
Mm-hmm.
Just put him to sit on the side of the car.
Mm-hmm.
Still gagged, still tied up.
Yeah.
And
Hands behind his back, yeah, or in front?
Yes, behind. And I just point the brazier to him if he came to conscious.
He's not really. He's kind of.
I
gently
slap him
sleeping.
until it does.
Okay, then. Ah. Hello there.
He's gagged.
Oh, yeah. Of
He's
course,
gagged,
sorry.
I didn't take it off.
We've been dealing with your ancestors, dear boy.
Good morning, sleepyhead.
We've destroyed your mummy.
I just point the brazier at him. All right. I don't want to do some sort of weird monologue because we had that already tonight with your chief operative, you may say.
You can do a weird monologue if you want.
I don't want to.
Okay.
Still, we saw what you're able to do, but we got some aces up our sleeves, and I point the brazier at him. I do believe the name Ktuga says something to you. I do actually believe that you know what an eternal flame is. So, given the fact that now, if you're not given immediate medical attentions, you won't be maybe able to move your fingers like you used to. Given the fact that you need maybe a dentist to get your mouth back together, there's really not much left to you that just tell us what we need to do, what we need to know, rather. And then who knows?
Name me a
So-
power roll, Pranit.
I'm on a roll. That's a pass, though. That's a 58 out of a 60.
Somebody's having locked dice tonight.
Okay. Let's see. Actually, let's make it random. Okay. Your left arm, Pranit, suddenly starts hurting. And you suddenly feel it almost kind of squeeze and kind of contract, like the muscles start contracting. And you suddenly realize that it's almost withering and shriveling in front of you.
So I'm not having a stroke.
No, it's just isolated to one arm. But even so, you lose 4 hit points.
Finally, you were able to touch me.
Yes, I know. And you lose 12 points of constitution.
12.
12. Yes. Also, can you roll a sanity die for me, please?
That's a pass.
Okay. You also lose 3 sanity from this horrendous feeling in your arm.
Oh, see now.
He just
see,
looks at you with these evil eyes. He
Time
doesn't
out.
take his
Time out.
eye off you at all.
I started the day with 53 luck. I'm down to 43. That's a fifth, I believe.
A sanity,
Or I'm
yeah.
really close to a
24 hours.
fifth.
You mean sanity, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a 53. I'm 43. I don't know if that's a fifth, but I'm
Depends if you're
comfortably
rounding up
close.
or down.
Oh, I can check on the thing.
If you're rounding up, you're a point clear. If you're rounding down, you're in trouble.
A fifth of 53. Is 10.
Yeah.
All right.
Basically.
That's indefinite insanity for me, yes.
All right, roll me a d10.
For fuck's sake. That's a 1.
Probably the best. Okay.
I'm completely in the dark.
All right. Roll me a d10 as well, please.
Another one.
Yeah, just a d10.
6.
Okay. So you basically fall unconscious, and basically in a few hours you'll wake up not knowing what on earth happened in the last 30 minutes or so. The rest of you see this happen before you, in that Pranit's arm is almost kind of shriveling. It's not black, but it's similar to what you think happened to you, Perry, with Shafiq.
Yeah,
Okay.
seeing Pranit's distress, I want to run over and grab him and make sure, Pranit, are you all right? And do whatever I can for him.
I rather worrying that this might be some sort of spell or power coming from emanating from Shakti. I'm going to boot him one.
Okay, give me a brawl.
I'm still under that penalty die, am I?
I'm going to say no, because it's been a few hours now. And he didn't have loads to drink, so...
That's a pass.
Okay, roll your damage for brawl. Oh, are we still here? So you buffered for a second.
6.
A 6. Okay. You basically knock him unconscious again.
That's a good result.
But you
Well,
don't think you killed
if he is the reason for that, then hopefully that will have stopped it.
okay, so Perry, you go running up to Pranit, don't you?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll catch him sitting down. And...
He's fallen unconscious. You're not sure if it's because of the wound or just because it's in shock. But his hand and his arm kind of going all the way up to like his bicep area is looking really bad. It's all kind of withered and wrinkly, and you're not sure if you'll be able to really use his hand very much in the future.
Ooh. Does it look like it's slowing down, or is it just going to continue?
It's not continuing, no, but it's gone up a good chunk of his arm.
But it's stopped, is it? It's stopped. Sort of
yes, yeah, it stopped.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. You're lucky, Pranit. I haven't got to hack your arm off to save the rest of you.
What? You want to amputate him? Seriously?
If it was going to infect his whole body.
Oh, I see. Okay. Uh-huh. So what you're saying is you're not going to amputate?
I'm not going to do that. If it's stopped, I won't do it.
Oh, how do you feel for Pranit?
If it's going to arrest him.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can do anything to help him, I might know a little bit, knowing what happened to me.
Again, that'd be more of a first aid, although he's not. You don't know, again, if he's dying, but he's definitely fainted from the shock of it.
Okay, well, I'll just try and bring him back around. I'll smack his face, maybe give him some water, rather than first aid then, perhaps, because there's probably nothing I can do for his arm.
Go on.
Oh, first aid. Okay.
Yes.
Which is a 30.
That should be a pass.
First aid is... Where's my first aid? Yes, pass by 9.
Oh, 9. Okay. Yeah. So you managed to get him back around. So yeah, from the hit point, from the first, I'll say you get a hit point back anyway, even though you're not technically dying. But you have no idea, Pranit, what has happened in the last half an hour or so.
Question: how do we get here?
Just sit there for a minute and just recover for a bit. Catch your breath.
but I was sitting, but we were in the car. You were driving.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think things have gone wrong.
How wrong?
Just gather yourself for a minute before you look at your arm.
I just look at my arm right away. Oh, come on.
Right, gentlemen, I believe that under
Oh,
the
no.
circumstances, we
I wanted
really...
to ask Jason if it was my left or my right hand.
He'll be back.
Al Shakti
Because-
has cast some sort of spell on you. I think Charles managed to stop him with a good solid punch, but
All
That was
right.
good. It was
I
a
don't-
good solid boot.
oh,
Kicked
good,
him.
yeah.
I don't give a damn anymore. He's going on the pyre.
Right. You do realize, of course, as it is an eternal flame up there, we can't tell him because he's unconscious. I was going to drag him along and say, like, close your eyes and give me your hand. And see how much of the Bangles song I could get away with before. Yeah, I
After
don't
this,
think we
there's really no point in sparing him whatsoever.
no.
He's obviously extremely dangerous. Even if we do have control, we
I mean,
Yeah.
he has his arms tied behind his back. His hands are broken. He's gagged, and he managed to do this to me.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't think we can. I don't think we have any choice. The only thing that worries me is there will be a moment, however brief, where he might be free of his bonds and awake before he actually dies from the flames.
No, he's going head first.
I'm rather tempted to shoot him first and then burn him.
As you wish. He's not coming home.
Right, Jason.
Just a quick question,
Yes.
Mr. Keeper. Was that my left arm or my right
It
arm?
was your left.
All right.
Hopefully you're
going to
right-handed.
I'm sorry?
Hopefully you're right-handed.
I mean, I didn't have it specified anywhere, but since I am, Pranit is too.
Okay then.
I mean, it's more common to be right-handed than left-handed.
It is, yes. 1 in 10 people are left-handed. And then there's me, who's weird, where I'm left-handed for things like writing, but pretty much everything else I'm still right-handed. Or I call myself right-armed because if I'm like doing things with my arm, then it's my right arm that's the strongest, which is really weird.
Same, mate. On the other side, though, I right mid with my right hand. I cut the steak with my left. I
Yeah.
play every sport with my left.
Well, no, yeah. I write with my right hand, but I cut my steak with my right hand as well. I hold my cutlery as a
Well,
left.
apparently my dad was right-handed, but he was made to be left.
made
was
to be
common.
left.
Sorry, the other way
Yeah.
around. He was left, but he was made to be right.
Yeah,
All right.
it happened a lot. My mum was the same.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Right,
Still,
so
we came to the conclusion that Al-Shakti is dying.
You
I'm
probably
don't,
too
you
dangerous.
don't know that. He's not bleeding out anymore.
No,
No.
we're killing.
He's going to die. by our hand.
Oh,
We're not asking if he's dying at the moment. We're telling you he's dying.
Yeah, we're forcing the issue. He's too dangerous to have around.
So I'm going to gently
Okay.
shoot him in the head.
Gently shooting. How do you gently shoot somebody?
Well, the actual pulling of the trigger will be quite gentle.
Charles, away from the Bentley.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, away from the Bentley.
Okay. What are you shooting him with?
Handgun. Straight to the head. It's coup de
Wait,
grace. He's
You
unconscious.
haven't got a handgun. You got the rifles, but you never had your handgun with you, if I remember rightly.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Was
I
I not?
don't have
Well,
one.
I was given
Winston's.
Winston's gun.
Oh yes.
Oh, yes, you were.
Yeah,
I don't.
outside of Giza.
Okay, then. Never
Boom.
mind.
Coup de grace.
Okay. Well, yeah, it depends if you kill him, though, or not. So, give me a handgun roll. If you get an extreme, then you kill him. If not, we'll have to go with damage.
Oh.
But obviously, because he's unconscious, you technically have time to shoot him a couple of times.
Well, obviously, as highly trained Pelletier commandos, Charles is going to go up and shoot him right in the eye, isn't he?
Right. Right.
Pelletier commandos. Amazing.
The Pelletier Brigade.
Serious question at this point, Jason.
Yeah.
Right. I am shooting an unconscious person at point
Yes.
blank range.
Yes, you are.
Surely
So you
that gives me a bonus.
Yeah. I guess your bonus. Absolutely.
Because at the moment I have missed him.
Yeah, definitely get a bonus. Absolutely.
Well, bonus die, or is it double the?
No. A bonus die. There's never a bonus damage thing.
Okay, that's a hard pass.
Okay.
And actually, I am going to spend 10 luck to make
To
it.
make it extreme.
12
To make it
luck actually to make it.
Hail. Okay. And impale. So max damage plus another die roll for your gun.
His gun was
Your gunny one.
12 plus
Your
15.
gun. Winston's gun was a D12. Was it a Desert Eagle?
No, it was. Yeah, it was. No, Winston's gun was the same as mine. It was a D10 plus 2. It's a different gun, the same damage.
Yeah.
Total of
15.
15
15 total. Okay.
Yeah. to his head.
Okay, to his head. Okay. Okay, given you're doing it at his head, and he's obviously not, struggling or anything.
I dare him to dodge.
Yeah, well, obviously he can't because he's unconscious because you punched him one. Or somebody did. I
kicked
can't
him
remember who
one.
it was.
I
That's
booted
it.
him
Sorry.
in the
I'm
face.
so sorry. You kicked him. You didn't punch him. You kicked him. Right. Yeah. So I will say, given that's over a major wound anyway, that is going to be enough to kill him because you've targeted, his head and stuff. So
Yeah.
it goes straight through his temple. You see a bit of cartilage come out of the other side, and just
I'll lean in and say, and if I find that fucking kit of yours, I'm having him out.
In the meanwhile, I'd like to use my saber blade to take the necklace out of the brazier.
Okay. Yeah,
and putting it in the sand before trying to find a way to actually destroy it.
Okay.
We might have a canteen we can wash it out and cool it down with some water, perhaps.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Don't worry, it was well received. And then I'll try and read again the Song of the Jinn.
The Song of the Jinn.
To see if I find the spell, if I'm able to pull it off.
Let me just double check. Okay, so you go through the book, And apart from being able to conjure scorching fire and other stuff equivalent to fire, you can't find any spell that can make a blade magical. You think that there might be something of that nature in other books, maybe even ones that you've read, but not this one.
Well, I don't believe I actually read any other book.
Okay, maybe other books that other people, have read.
If we are able to retrieve them, because they were at the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, Françoise was a great reader, so she might have mentioned it in passing, perhaps. Or
The supreme leader.
Winston read quite a few.
Yes, he did.
Yes. I suppose Arthur read quite a few, but you didn't know Arthur, did you really?
I didn't get to know him.
So it's probably over from Françoise or Winston that's probably mentioned something about a book.
Yeah, still without the books, we are screwed again.
Really comes down to whether they've survived the flame.
Yeah. Just to remind you as well as another possible lead, there is the one of the imams who was taken to hospital from the temple, not temple, but like the
mosque.
the mosque area. Yeah.
That's when they took what was it?
That was when they took the girdle.
The girdle, yeah, that's right. We keep getting mixed up with the girdle and the crown, don't we?
Yeah, I did the same. Apologies. They're two round things.
Yeah, perhaps it's worth a visit to the hospital. He might know something.
Well, while we are thinking this, I throw the brazier over our Shakti.
Nice touch.
Okay. So
I don't want anything left of him.
Okay, so he starts catching a light. And this magical flame.
Do I have to pray again for the fire to go out?
Yes, correct. Well, not even pray, but just invoke the name of Cthulhu. You don't have to pray for 6 hours or anything.
All right. So as soon as the corpse is gone, I extinguish the flame.
Okay.
Yeah, it shouldn't take as long as the mummy did, because
no, strangely enough, you didn't.
You should go straight up.
Damn, you guys were so lucky with him.
I mean,
unbelievable.
I hope you realize that whilst you may be saying that from your, we don't feel very lucky this evening.
Not at all. You needed to resort to magic in order to make me the aluminium side instead of the iron side.
What, so non-magnetic?
We don't feel lucky. We feel more of a
easily bendable.
Easily bendable.
Other than that, I believe
but you
we
mean
are
copper
done.
side then? Copper side.
Copper side. Yeah.
Not iron side, but copper side.
I believe we are done here.
Yeah, the fire goes out as soon as you, emit the words of Cthulhu, and like a command, it goes out, and our Shakti's corpse, singed, is just laying across this brazier.
Are we gonna? If we've got a shovel in the car, it might be worth just maybe digging a shallow grave, just to dispose of the evidence.
You can make me a luck roll.
And as soon as the necklace cooled down a bit, I put it in my pocket.
Okay.
No. I don't find
There
a
is
shovel.
no shovel. No shovel in the boot. It's quite hard ground here as well. It's not like solid rock, but it's not, just plain old sand here either.
Oh, okay, it's more like pebbly or bigger stones than.
No, it's more. There is like a layer of sand, but for like only a small amount down, it's kind of harder rock, like foundation wise.
Or perhaps we could just pull it off the road or drag it into a ditch or something, just so it's not immediately visible. We don't be stopped.
We can drag it on the railroad and wait for the train to pass.
Burning him is not enough.
Like I said, you are brutal.
Yes, I'm pissed. I missed.
Right.
I
I hate to be pedantic, but we started the session with one of our company being pretty much eviscerated against the wall. Compared to that, we've been fucking gentle.
we missed Winston.
I'd hope
we
so.
missed Françoise. Now I can't use my left arm properly. Perry was almost fried to a crisp with a lightning bolt. Charles almost choked to death on a weird cat song. I'm pissed.
They're still alive.
I don't give a damn if I'm brutal. I'm pissed.
So brutal.
We are a ragged, ramshackle horde. We are emotionally raw.
So you're saying that you're going to be putting, well, maybe even tying Omar Shakti to the railroad tracks in very pulp fashion.
I'd say that's a possibility. Also, given the fact that it's not moving, we can just put it there.
Oh yeah, he's very charred.
Yeah, I don't
All
believe
his
it's
hair is
moving
gone.
anytime soon.
No, he stinks. Like his flesh is all burnt and very much third-degree burns. You don't even need a medical degree to know that. Yeah.
Suddenly in the mood for bacon.
Eliminated. So is that what you're doing with him then? You're subjecting him to being run over by a train in the morning?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know, guys.
It's not like he's gonna notice.
I don't know, guys. I'm tired. I'm pissed. I'll leave this one to you. I'm sitting this one out.
It does. I mean, leaving the imagery aside, it does take care of one problem. We need some way of disposing the body. Yes, we've burnt it to a crisp and all the rest of it, but as long as it's a whole body, it's going to get noticed. Even if we bury it, sooner or later it's going to get noticed. Now, we could throw it out in the middle of the desert and let the vultures and all the carrion, have at it. But we need some way of breaking it apart. If it's not being run over by a train, which is pretty dramatic, I would still suggest maybe, getting some heavy implements and cracking it.
I mean, I think we're risking quite a bit. If we can dump it somewhere like on the railway and leave, so we're not around, I think that's probably good.
Yeah.
We don't be found with this burnt.
Emotionally raw.
Yeah. Again, I'm impressed. So is that what you do?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Just thankful it's not a leaf.
There is a slight delay because there is Omar Al-Shakti on the tracks.
No, it's this lovely clip from Drop the Dead Donkey, which has newscaster Henry holding up a leaf, and he says, one of these One of these meant I was 35 minutes late this morning, and a train weighing 300 tons was unable to pass over
No.
it.
That's not quite what it means. It means that a load of leaves have kind of
I
commugulated
know, but the
and
fact
got
that
all
he's
wet.
actually holding one leaf
Yes,
at the time. It's wonderful.
yes.
And a train weighing 300 tons was
But it's all
unable
the
to pass over it.
mulch. It's all the mulch, and it can slip and. But colloquially, they say, "Oh, it's leaves on the track." Why don't they call it something else? Like, "Oh, there's the potential of us derailing." You know, that's a bit more dramatic. But anyway, so you leave Omar Shakti on the railroad tracks.
Yeah.
To be picked up by the train the next morning.
Yes.
Well, we didn't want him to be late.
No, absolutely not. What's the plan now? Are you heading back to the hotel?
Head back
Yeah,
to
to see if we can get in.
See if we can salvage anything.
Okay. Bear in mind, there's still Charles has got kind of quarters with Reggie.
Yeah, I was going to say you can drop me off.
Yeah, of course. We have to drive our car and the Bentley back to Cairo.
Yeah.
So I
I mean,
say
our
that.
car, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can drive a car. Perry can drive the other one.
I can drive. Well, what I could do is I could drive a Bentley back to Reggie,
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
and then you
okay.
two can head to the hotel and see what you can salvage.
All right.
Yeah,
We can catch each other up in the morning.
Okay.
We certainly need to see if we can salvage stuff.
Okay, coolio. So Charles goes back to Reggie's place, and Reggie's still there. He's getting himself a nightcap. He obviously offers you one as well.
A small one.
A small? Are you sure?
Yes. Just fill it up.
Yes,
Ted-
all right. Yes. I see
more.
what you mean by small. Small. And he gets
more.
up.
Oh, just give me the bottle.
See, I knew it. I was a little worried when you said small. So yeah, you basically you drink enough to kind of slowly drift off to sleep. The other two.
In case you were wondering, don't worry about that our Shakti fellow. We let him go. He's going to be catching the train in the morning.
Who? Sorry.
Yes, we'll never speak of him again.
Yeah, so no need to discuss him. Anymore.
Oh, you mean the Arab you picked up on the riverbank?
Yeah, he said he had some pressing business.
Oh.
So I couldn't resist that one. I couldn't resist that one.
Good riddance, apparently. He seemed like a bit of a nuisance.
Well, yes. He's going to be off the beaten track for a while.
Yes, very well. Well, you get some sleep, Charles.
Yes.
I'll get my servant to trust us some nice breakfast in the morning, huh?
Yes, thank you. Yes. Head to bed. Just zonk.
The other two of you, by this point, nobody's waiting outside, so you assume it's okay to go back in.
Mm-hmm.
You head back up to your rooms. Interestingly, only Pranit's room has been damaged by the fire. So a lot of your stuff's been charred. The bed is kind of all blazing with smoke and black and stuff. It's still, there's no smoke left, but the smell is enough to kind of make you cough occasionally.
Didn't leave a candle burning, did you?
No, I did not. Maybe the robbed Arabs did.
They certainly had it in for you.
I'm sorry.
They certainly had it in for you.
Yeah, I believe it's worth it to find out the exact reason why they were here, why they didn't look for us, rather set fire to our entire place with all the peoples inside.
But you say the other rooms are okay, you said?
Yeah, it just seems to be Pranit. I mean, there's a little tiny bit you think that's kind of drifted towards your room as well, Perry, but apart from that, nothing's
Oh,
damaged.
With any luck, we should be able to find that book you were thinking of.
Yeah, also because I just kept the Song of the Jinn because I was the only one able to read it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Or which one are you looking for specifically?
Actually, I don't recall our late friends citing any magic sword.
Let's have a look.
I'm looking, but me as a player, I don't recall anything of sorts.
There's not been anything really sticking out. There's not been like a book that's been like, yes, this blatantly contained a spell with that kind of, magic in there. But in terms of what people have read,
We read them
obviously,
all.
let's see. I don't think anybody actually read the book of Xian, but that was not kept in your room. There's Liber Avonis.
Yeah, there is the Sélection des livres divins
Yeah,
amongst the
which
stones and the
is
narcotic manuscripts.
yeah, amongst the stones didn't contain any spells. The Sélection de livres divins is a commentary on the Liber Avonis,
Right.
if that helps. What was the other one? Sorry.
The narcotic manuscripts.
Yeah. So you think that in the Liber Avonis or the Narcotic Manuscripts there could well be a spell of that nature that blesses a blade, or something to that
The
degree?
the narcotic manuscripts was in English, right?
It was, I believe. Hold on.
Because I maybe remember the Liber Ivonis being in Latin.
The Liber Avonis was indeed in Latin, yes.
Yeah,
The
I can't read.
Sélection de livres divins was in French.
Hmm?
Liber Avonis and Narcotic Manuscripts. Is this the one that's not in this companion by any chance?
Because if it is in English, I can actually read it. Otherwise, I'm screwed.
Oh no, it is in here. Okay. It is in Middle English or late Middle English, so a bit archaic in nature.
Mechanically, does that require some higher difficulty in the reading?
Technically, yes, but given Françoise already read some of it, I believe, you sort of know what's contained within it. So I'm happy for you to make a regular English roll. Although, in terms of passing, you probably need a hard to get a good idea of what is actually in this that she didn't read.
No, I failed.
Okay.
I'm just tired by the current events. I will try
Yeah, sure.
another
Let
day.
me just double check just so I remember if there is anything in there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, again, it might just be the tiredness, but you don't really see any spell of that nature anyway. There's a couple of spells in there that you think might be related to summoning some form of entity, but you don't see anything to do with the blade or anything like that.
All right. I don't know. Well, I do know that Perry is. What's the word? You have problems
Not
recalling.
a reader. I'm not a reader.
All right,
Problems.
that's the juice of it. We could try and ask Charles
Yeah, sure.
if he knows more than we do.
I'm sure he's had some sort of private education at home, maybe covering some classics. He should be able to,
Well,
so.
hopefully we'll know it tomorrow morning.
Okay. All right, so if you wait till the morning, it is the 9th of March on Monday. I don't know if it's a full moon per se, but if not, it's damn close. The calendar. Ninth. Oh, it is damn close. Okay. So when you wake up in the morning, you realize that the fog has cleared completely. It's like it was before, like the day before.
Okay. Interesting. Ask the hotel staff if they know anything about the fog. Is there any sort of what people are saying? Is that common? Is it any idea where it came from? If it's not,
They very much say it's not a normal occurrence at all.
okay.
In fact, some people were quite scared about it. They were thinking maybe it's something to do with maybe if there's a lot of boats going up and down the Nile, there may be a bit of pollution. But apart from that, they can't really quite explain how it got so dense.
I'll tell Perry over breakfast that what we should do during the day is catch up with Charles, go to the hospital where the imam is, to see if we can get some intel from him, and then I do believe it's actually worth a shot to ask some questions at the police department, where allegedly they took the robbed man that set fire to the hotel.
Yeah. Definitely need to talk to that imam. Yeah. Okay. We'll take the book to Charles, or
I'd say we do. Also because we don't actually know how far these places are. So if they are a little further, he can read while driving. Well, one of us is driving at the very least.
yeah. How's your arm feeling?
Yeah, I wouldn't waste any more time.
It still looks very withered.
My arm.
Yeah.
Am I able to grasp things?
Sort of, but you're in terms of mechanical wise, your con is down permanently from that
I
infliction.
figured. Yeah, I meant for role-playing purposes. If it was completely useless or just
Yeah,
a
you
little bit
could
weaker than
grasp,
before.
you could grasp like small items, but you couldn't like grab hold of some big thing or heavy or something like that.
All right. All right.
So off to see Charles first then.
Yeah, of course. Then we can drag him around doing other business.
After breakfast.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you get to Reggie's quarters, shall we say. Charles, you've been having a lovely breakfast of bacon and scrambled eggs, and
Yes, felt oddly in the mood for bacon. Not sure why.
maybe because it's bloody good, eh?
It's just the aroma was just sense memory. I just
Well,
went to
of
sleep
course,
last
you've got a
night.
bacon even out here, old boy.
Went to sleep thinking of bacon somehow. I don't know why.
Sometimes I think even bacon is better than girls.
Oh, no, steady on, old chap.
Sometimes.
The only,
So yes,
the only
you've
way
been,
that bacon is better than girls, sir, is they're a damn sight cheaper.
Knock, knock.
But-
so yeah, you've been eating that and some fried tomato and things, and you hear a knock at the door.
Good morning. How is Charles this morning?
Oh, come on in, gentlemen, come on in.
He's doing just fine, thank you.
Can smell the bacon halfway down the street.
Yes.
It is the best bacon in Cairo, after all.
Any spare? Just if there's any spare, tuck in,
Well,
gentlemen.
of course, there's spares.
I don't eat meat, thank you.
What? You don't eat meat?
No, I don't.
What on earth do you eat?
The souls of the damned, from what I've seen.
He dishes out some more to you, Perry, as well, like some more bacon, a bit of
Thank
egg.
you. There's probably enough. We have breakfasts before we left the hotel, but thank you very much. I'll try a few rushes.
Well, if you want, I can take it away.
Nope. If he's not having, I'm having it. So don't take it away.
Either way, we got some business to do, Charles, whenever you're ready.
I'm ready to discuss business right now. I'm just.
No, we need to do
digesting this.
business out of here.
Oh. Well, let me finish my breakfast first.
Yeah, sure. Whenever you're ready.
Determined to die on a full stomach. That's going to be my new motto.
As long as we are not staying here until lunchtime, we're good.
Oh, lunch, yes. Oh, must be back for that. Toodaloo the new. Got some got some business to do. Places to stay. People to see. And
People to do, eh?
well,
Any more women? Just let me know, eh?
No women, I'm afraid, Charles.
well, I tell you what. If I do see any more women, I'll send you some bacon. I head off.
Right. Very, very good. Yes.
Well, you did just say that bacon was better than women, so I reckon if I get any women, I'll send them some bacon. Right, gentlemen, what are you requiring?
So we are going to the hospital first to
Yeah.
have a word with the imam of the, I don't recall the name of the mosque. It was
Ibn
Ibn.
Tulun.
Yes, we're going to speak with the imam. Then we are going to the police department to see if they have some new intel about the Arabs they brought in, accused of, charged with the arson. And then we would like to ask you to read this book, because I'm afraid Perry and I are not that strong on Latin.
Yeah, I'm afraid.
If you
my
are,
Latin is very much remedial only, but I'll give it the old try.
Yes, well,
yeah,
we've got some
that's,
time. We don't need it today or anything, but
you're the only one actually right now able to read it.
Okay.
Okay. So, was it the hospital first that he wants to go
it
to?
was, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. It takes you a little while to work out which hospital he went to, but it was the Kasra El Aini, which is Cairo's main hospital, oddly enough, but mainly for locals and Arabs and stuff, on Rhode Island. So you go in, it's very much all for Arabs, so you stick out like a sore thumb if you're white. But they're polite enough and they're happy to show you the Imam, who is very much in a state of shock. He's simply looking towards the ceiling. He's laying on this bed in the ward and he's just looking like this and murmuring things in Arabic. You think maybe prayers, Pranit? Like prayers to Allah?
I'll try to speak to him very simply, very slowly in Arabic, saying that my name is Pranit and I was a friend of Najar. I don't
Faraz
remember.
Najjar.
Faraz Najar. And
Okay.
that I'd like to talk to him if he feels like it.
Excuse me. Okay. Can you make me a persuade roll, please?
Not a charm, maybe?
You could do a charm, but you need to give me a bit more about what you're doing. Like describe a bit more about how you're making it a charm as opposed to a persuade.
All right, I don't know. I'm running a persuade.
Okay.
Nothing comes to mind. I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, I failed.
Okay. He's very much fixated on the ceiling. He's quite tense, and his jaw is also really kind of stiff and tense. He's not even looking at you. He just sort of sends his prayers up to Allah every 5 minutes or so.
Maybe my Arabic is a little bit rustier than I remembered, but could you maybe see if we can get an interpreter to talk
Do you
to
have your
him?
guide with you?
We do not.
I don't know if we brought him with us. We could always call him in, I suppose.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
I didn't get
Yes.
what
We
Perry
could call
said.
him. We can contact the hotel and get them to send him over to the hospital.
Yeah, we may.
I think it's probably we didn't bring him, so we'll have to do that, even if it means waiting an hour or two.
It will take a couple of hours, but yeah, Salim can come over here and explain a bit more to him.
Well, thank you for coming in the first place on such a short notice.
Oh, that is all right. I heard about the fire. It is very terrible.
Did you hear also about the attack to the mosque?
Yes, I did. Yes,
This
I
is
I went with your friends Charles and Françoise actually to the mosque.
yeah. So I don't know if you actually met him, but he is the imam of the mosque.
Ah, I wondered. Yes, I knew he had been taken here. Yes.
I don't know if this is dictated by his shocked state of my really bad Arabic, but I don't seem to be able to talk to him. We just wanted to ask some questions to him, but he doesn't seem to answer me. Maybe you could be of some assistance.
I can do my best, sir. What is it you want me to ask him?
So first of all, if he is keen on telling us, give or take, what happened that night.
Right,
And
okay. Yes, I can do that.
we were also told that they were looking after something. So
Yes.
anything about that something would be most useful.
All right, I will try to get some answers out of him.
I tried to be gentle and persuasive, but I don't believe my Arabic is good enough for him to snap out of this shock state he's in.
Okay. Huh. Okay. Okay, so he goes on up to the Imam and he talks in far better Arabic than you can do.
Of course.
Think, far more fluently. And you think there's a little bit of reaction from the Imam? And Salim comes back to you and says he was a bit, how you say, delirious, but he did say that a big winged creature came crashing upon the ceiling of the study area near where the girdle was guarded. And then the girdle was taken. There was a guardian who wielded a sword, who he thinks that he did not make it. They have not found anybody since who survived. But the sword seemed to hurt the creature, the dragon, the evil devil.
Do you can you ask him, please, if he knows where the sword ended up?
He goes back and asks. He comes back and says, I do not know if the sword was taken as well as the girdle, but it is the sword is known as the Sword of Akmala. It is a very old name. It is passed down from generation.
So it was like an artifact at the mosque.
Yes, only wielded
Like a
by the
relic.
strongest guardian. Yes, but unfortunately, the guardian was killed by this winged creature.
Just another question, and then we can let the imam rest for the rest of the day or whatever that is. If you could ask him if there was some sort of knight conducting this winged creature that he talks about,
As in,
someone riding this beast.
all right. Okay. He comes back and he's a bit kind of defeated. He doesn't think he's got anything else out of this imam. I am so sorry. He is not. He is very weak-minded now. I could not tell you. I tried to ask him.
Yeah, no problem. No problem, really. Again, thank you for coming and helping us on such a short notice.
This is all right. As long as you pay me, I'm all happy to be of service.
Yeah, I figured. Perry, is there anything you think it's worth asking that I'm maybe overlooking?
Don't think so. I mean, if he doesn't know what the sword is, then he obviously doesn't know anything about the spells that make the sword. I don't think there is.
Yeah, given the fact that's some sort of ancient relic,
It might
I
be
don't
worth.
believe anyone knows.
It might be a good line of inquiry if we perhaps check out Al Shakti's home in case he did take it. If he was there, he took it with the girdle or crown. I forget which one it was now.
The girdle.
Girdle. If he took it, he might have taken the sword at the same time. They might both be back at his house.
Pranit, can you make me an Arabic roll, please?
I'm changing dice. And I fail. Amazing.
Okay. You do think that Akmala is a bit of a strange word for Arabic. You don't know if it's a dialect or something, but it just seems to stick out at you as a little bit weird.
Yeah, I overlooked it because given the fact that the guy told us it was an ancient relic, it could be ancient Arabic for as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, true. Could be that as well.
Yes. Also, given the fact that Ashakti is gone, maybe his house is less guarded.
Possibly when the guards don't get paid, they might go, unless they are cultists, in which case it might not change at all.
Yeah, but if they're cultists, they will likely go where the cult is still strong.
True.
Yeah, I believe it's worth check it out. I pay to the guide his hourly fee.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing to consider with going to Al Shakti is we know he's dead, they don't.
We could say we come to see him and say, "Oh, we'll wait for him."
Well,
You know,
We've been
what I
invited.
mean is, no, what I mean is, we were hoping that it might be a little emptier because he's gone. They won't know he's gone. They might be sitting there waiting for him to come back.
True.
Could be more of the buggers because they're all sitting there waiting on him returning.
Yeah, I do believe that um, as a mighty general once said, we go full force, we don't go just half the party like full imbeciles.
Wow, you're really bringing her up to this amazing icon.
I believe it's only fair. She
It is.
was the last one of the original party.
She
She
was,
is.
yeah,
Yep,
she was.
yep. And
It's only fair. It's only fair. It's an
Plus-
heartfelt tribute to the
plus,
Queen of Imbeciles. Not because she decided to rule over imbeciles, but rather because she was surrounded by them.
plus, the truth is, regardless of anything that happens, in terms of a character, we're going to miss her.
Yeah,
I think we all are, yes.
She was the best meme of this campaign.
The best meme.
A working meme.
Oh dear.
I do believe, though, that it's still worth it to go to the police department first.
Yes.
Because we may be able to
Yeah.
carve some information out of the cultists they arrested, and then if we have the final confirmation that Al-Shakti somehow took the artifacts, we just go straight in, Iron Fist.
Ironside.
I wish, not anymore. Still Wither of the Flame, though.
Yeah, I mean, you can go to the station if you want and get a bit of info out of these cultists. What I would say is you would need some way of getting in and convincing the police that you can interrogate them.
Perhaps we could say that you're the owner of the room that got burnt down, and you're missing some stuff. And does he know where it is? Can you ask him where items are? We'll just make it up.
I believe your voice cut out a little bit.
If we can just say that you're the owner of the room that he burnt down. You're missing some items, and can we talk to him and find out what he did with them?
Yeah, true. Just a sec. And that's exactly what I do. I mean, I go to the, I believe that's some sort of desk inside the,
yeah, it'll be a desk, yeah.
The police department. Of course, in Arabic, I ask if they speak English by any chance.
They say, yes, we do speak English, yes.
All right. First of all, nice to meet you. My name is Pranit. I'm staying at the Shepherd's Hotel, which caught fire last night.
Yes, it did, yes.
I was able to get back to my room, but as a matter of fact, my room was the only one that caught fire. So I tried to get some of my stuff back, but apparently some of my personal belongings were not destroyed. They were missing entirely. So I wanted to know if you were so kind to maybe let me ask a couple of questions to the man you brought in.
Make me any sort of social role that you want.
I mean, I may go a little charming or just full on pissed, just intimidating him with my sheer anger.
Any of them is fine. Like I said, any sort of social role.
All right, I'm intimidating him because that's my ire value,
Okay.
and that's an hard pass.
Yes. There were a few of you who were the rooms were badly burned. Yes, I understand. Wait here. We will get him into a room, and you can ask some questions, and we will relay to him. Yes.
Fine, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I understand, Ronnie. Okay. So yeah, you get him in. You get one of them in, to a room, and there's a bit of toing and froing and relaying and stuff. Basically, you get the gauge of why they did it, which was basically Omar al-Shakti told them to go into Cairo and burn down your place, which happened to be the Shepherd. So
Yeah,
it was
I mean,
quite obvious that Omar al-Shakti knew that you lot were responsible, or at least you were a threat, is what you're getting out of it.
So they work for Shakti.
yeah, I believe.
Oh
that's-
yeah, that's very much confirmed.
yeah,
That's
that was obvious at first. Now it's just confirmed.
Well, that's two less at his place.
I mean, given the fact that I presented myself by intimidating the officer, I'll just maintain this line of inquiry and just scream at one of these cultists. Well, you actually stole my stuff. So where's the girdle and where's the sword? Come on, just tell the officer.
The sword is with our Shakti. He took it. Of course he did.
Well, now with the charge of arson, you can also add the charge of theft.
The
You're welcome, police officer.
officer is taking notes.
It just confirmed it was witness of theft, so that's one more charge on his head. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, I didn't want to come harsh of you. I just had a really rough night and day, so I'm sorry if I offended you anyhow. To the police officer, I say this, of course.
He's just busy taking notes. He's saying, you have given me more information. That is good. Yes. We may need to go and look at this Omar al-Shakti's house.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand. The policemen are going?
You get the impression they will at some point. Yes, they'll need to go and have a look at this place.
All right. Well, hopefully you will find what was taken from me. That would be most appreciated.
Which is, what did they take from you?
It was some sort of artifact that I managed to buy at the Street of the Jackals. As I said, it was some sort of girdle and an ancient-looking sword.
Can you describe them a little more?
Well, of course, the sword was more like, more than a sword, maybe a scimitar.
Yes, yes.
So it had this large blade at the end, while the girdle was actually some sort of belt made of metal and gems.
Yes, yes, all right, yes.
I mean, it was more like female kind of attire. Of course, it wasn't for me. It was just for exposition. But you get the gist.
Françoise.
And that's it. I don't know how much I can help you more than this.
Yes, all right. Yes, okay. And they write all these details down. A sword, yes, okay. Okay. So,
As we get out of the police department, of course, I look at Perry. Of course, I look at Charles, and I say, "We are getting to Al Shakti's place before the police does.
We got to go pretty soon on that one.
We are going now."
We can always get in if there's people there. We can always get in with the excuse that he has invited us. We'll wait for him.
No.
No?
No, if he gave the order to burn our place down, if someone who made it away from the arson is guarding the
True.
place, they will see through our bluff right away. We just go in, clear our way, find the stuff, and then straight out.
So back to the hotel, pick up the shotguns in.
Most definitely, yes.
okay. Are you planning to go to Al Shakti's in the same day or wait until tomorrow?
As Pranit said, we want to be there before the police.
Yeah, given the fact that we don't know when the police will likely act, also given the fact that Al Shakti was part of the high society in Cairo,
Mm-hmm.
I believe
Okay.
time is of the essence.
Okay, cool. So yeah, sooner rather than later. Okay. Well, we will pick that up next session
Sounds fair.
as we wrap up Egypt.
Hopefully. With
Big ending.
and
It's got a big
any
ending.
one of us dying again. We just missed 2 in this chapter.
Almost 3.
Almost 3.
It
It would have been a really, really short appearance by Charles.
Yes, it would.
What was it? 3 sessions? If he died this session?
I thought it was 2.
2.
Yeah, it was 2.
My God.
Sorry about that. I needed too much tablets.
No, it's
Yeah,
fine. No
no
worries. I was trying to wrap it up anyway, so yeah.
Thing is, Charles, that we are going to Al Shakti's place sooner rather than later.
Oh boy.
We are going back to the hotel, get our shotguns, and then head straight to Al Shakti's place.
Right, so
Operation
it
Boom
might
Boom.
be 3 sessions for me then.
Yes.
Well, we shall see what happens next week.
Next week.
But in the meantime, I'll cut the broadcast. Thank you, Steve, and
See you,
Steve,
Steve.
at one point for
Thanks,
watching.
Steve.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for-
everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye.
See ya.